That's right. That's right. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We're back. Finally, a redemption arc that I deserve in life. The one in a million stream that you can say you were here for. And that's right. The bunny folk. The rabbit kin. The hot rabbit boys. Alright? We're doing it today. I'm not even worried about it, alright? Wait, you can't... What do you mean? General of the... Okay, alright, fair enough. Listen, yep, fair. Fair, that's fair. I'll take it today. Guys, it's time. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the VOD. What's going on, guys? Good to see y'all. Good morning. What is up, my friends? Good to see ya. How was your evening? Did anyone play in D&D last night? I need to know. Did anyone actually play in D&D last night? Because God help me, I didn't. I was going to, but I decided not to because instead... So, okay, it's a funny story. So I was going to, but then I decided to work. So, yeah, I decided to work. That's how that happened. So I didn't do shit. Was it super quiet or was it on my end? No, it's because my music's super loud during my intro because I want people to think that I'm important, Eiley. So I make my intro super bombastic, so that literally anybody thinks that I have anything to do with the success of my stream. So, yeah. Don't be like me, Evan. Don't do it. Wait, what do you mean be like you? Wait, what's the problem? What do you mean, bro?
D&D when you can just wait for Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Same thing, right? Keck.
Does anyone actually think that movie looks good? I think it looks like absolute hot fucking steaming trash garbage, and I'm on record saying that before it was cool to hate wizards. Here's the thing: everybody's gonna hate the movie because they're like, "Oh, that's not our D&D." Ugh. And it's like, but I remember everyone be like, "Oh, it's a fat dragon! Yay, yay!" Remember that shit? I hated that shit when I first saw that stupid ass movie trailer, and y'all are gonna hate that shit when it comes out. And you'll know that I hated it before it was cool to hate it. But yesterday I went out after stream. I went into town. I got my ear pierced. That's why I'm not wearing my headset on it today. I'm gonna try and wear it a little bit, but yeah, I got my second ear pierced. I've had my left ear pierced since I was like probably 17, but I never got my right ear pierced. I don't know why. I originally chose to get my left ear pierced because somebody told me when I was 17 that if you got your right ear pierced, that meant that you were trying to tell people that you're gay. And I was like, I don't want to do that. What if I get hit on in a bar by a tall, cute boy? You know, that'd be so bad, right? But yeah, so I got my left ear pierced when I was young, and I decided to get the right ear pierced because I don't know. I got this really nice set of earrings from Ella or studs or whatever for Christmas, and I was like, you know what, man, I want to wear them together. So yeah, so I did that yesterday. I got home late.
See a frame-by-frame movie breakdown by Evan.
Got it.
Evan breaks down the movie, then has a mental breakdown.
Yep, that's exactly what would happen if I watched that fucking piece of hot steaming pile of garbage that'll be the D&D Honor Among Thieves movie. All right, I'm old enough to remember what the first D&D movie was like, and this ain't gonna be any better. In 20 years, we're gonna look back at both D&D movies in the exact same light, man. You haven't seen the trailer yet? I mean, Jacob, take a roll. Like, just see what happens, bro. See what you think of it. It looks like everything that was, okay. You want me to put into words in a concise way what the D&D movie is? The D&D movie is if you take Star Wars, but you replace Star Wars with D&D, and you take everything good about Star Wars out of Star Wars, and you just put Disney Star Wars into it. Because, like, even the new movies had a bit of Star Wars in them. Like, old school Star Wars. Even the new movies were a little bit redeemable. In some ways, they had some of that shit. But every cringy line, every dumb idea, every stupid concept, just imagine that it's just the movie. So,
Jeremy Irons.
Yep.
That movie didn't deserve him. He was the best thing about it.
By far. Thank you for bits, Rock. I appreciate it. That's, listen, that's wisdom right there. Looks fun, but I don't want to support WotC anymore. I mean, I think if you want to see the movie, like, just go see it. It's not that big of a deal, or sneak in, buy a ticket for something else, and then just sneak into the theater, right? I know a lot of people did that for episode 8. That was a thing. I didn't do that. I was too tired for that shit. But, there's ways you can see it if you want to go see it.
Star Wars,
right?
I'm Star Wars. Everyone is Star Wars. Star Warsing. Star Wars.
Look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right. Viddy, thank you for the 100 bits. You are now the third largest cheering individual in this stream for the entire month of February. So congratulations, dude. That's a big. That's yeah. Thank you.
D&D movie, you mean you roll for stealth?
In this case, you know what? I guess you are. Old D&D movie, is that the one with the orc dudes going through the gate to conquer another world, or is that the one, another game-based movie? I don't know, dude. I just remember the guy with the blue lips. So, Evan has his ear pierced. Noted. Yeah, dude. What do you think, Ali? What do you think? You like it? I just chose the most basic titanium stud for it. I'm gonna put my other piercing in it when I can, but I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait. I don't remember, because like when I originally got my first ear pierced, I remember it was like months before I could like take it out or whatever. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know when it'll be, but hopefully hopefully I'll get it done soon. That sounds sad and like bad CGI. It was. Yeah, it was, Venus. How bad do you think it'll be, Evan? Like, are we talking Death Note bad or Dragon Ball Evolution bad? I'm talking like Avatar the movie bad.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Fuck.
That's not acceptable now, is it? Crumb tax. God, it feels good to TTS again after holding
6,969 did you just
69 for a week.
Did you literally sit at 69.69 because of the memes for entire?
What
the fuck, dude?
Popular at the moment throws data to wall. Okay, Dungeons and Dragon. What the hell is a Dungeon and Dragon? Fuck it, get Chris Pine. He hasn't done.
Is he in the? Oh, Chris Pine is in the movie, isn't he?
He is.
Oh fuck.
Croissant earrings.
Yeah, we get croissant earrings. All right, thank you for the bets. I appreciate it, Rock. Thank you, DC, for the bets as well. I will get croissant earrings at some point in time. I'll have them custom made in fucking gold with diamonds on it when I can afford it. So, yeah, thank you, Vinny, for the 1,000 bits. What the shit, dude? What the shit? That's a lot of bits. Seriously, bro, you don't have to do that, all right? I just appreciate you being here, Vinny. Thank you, dude. Thank you for that 1,000 bits. You legend, you. I just want to say, lack of dragons, or for lack of dragons, yesterday's VOD was poggers. Didn't realize how much I love standard world building with you. Really? Damn. All right, Steph. Listen, Steph, we're going to be doing another world building stream today. World building and concept sketching, because we have an entire topic to cover, an important topic to cover after the intro, which listen, this is going to be an important world building stream and concept design stream. I'm going to do concept sketching like we haven't seen before. Concept sketching for an area as if I were doing concept sketching for a video game. So it's going to be really fun. We're going to try something new out today and see if y'all like it. So thank you, Viddy, for the sub to Rock. I appreciate that, bro. Seriously. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm honored. God damn, man. What the fuck? You're being way too kind today. Way more than I deserve, man. There's no Avatar live action movie. I refuse to believe that. Okay, yeah, sorry. My bad. It's looking pretty cool, not gonna lie. Very e-boy of you, Evan. Also, great to know from model purposes. Yeah, man. I mean, I wanted to get both my ears pierced for a long time, so I don't know. I'm glad I did it yesterday. And it wasn't even for any reason other than just lack of desire to leave the house and have to do something. Like, I think some people forget just to what extent I will go to not have to do something. All right? Here's a good example. In Alberta, it's a province I live in Canada. Canada is the country on the top of the U.S., all right? In Canada, in Alberta, along the mountains, you have three levels of driver's license. Not like different classes to drive semi-trucks and fucking, big old giddy-up RVs. I'm talking about like just to regular drive a car. You have your learner's permit, which you can get at 14. And you do a little test and you write the little questions and the little computer thingy. And if you get 18 right, you get your little learner's permit and you can drive with your mom in the front seat and, and you can lurch along and fuck your dad's clutch up in his Jetta. Like, it's fine. And then after that, you have your regular license when you're 16. When you've had a learner's permit for 2 years and you haven't crashed and killed yourself yet, you get the opportunity to test for your license. Okay. What the fuck?
What is up, nerds?
Xander! Jesus! What the fuck? Why? But why?
Okay, the movie was hot garbage, but thoughts on the new
Jesus
Avatar live
Christ.
action show? Personally, I think it's bold after not just failure of the move, but of all live.
Here's the thing, I don't know if you're trolling or not. I don't know if there is actually an Avatar live action show. If you said it, I'd believe it. If you said it wasn't true, I'd believe that too. So I have no fucking clue. DC, thanks 100 bits. But what the fuck, Xander? What is this shit? You can't just hype train at the beginning of the stream when I haven't done anything. All I've done is talk about doing things, alright? Alright, for all you know, I could just sit here talking about hot bunny boys for the rest of the stream. You don't know. God damn it, Xander. What the fuck? Thank you, Xander. That is extremely generous of you, my friend. That 2,500 bits is a lot, dude. Seriously. Don't forget that shit. That's like 25 TTSs of memes.
Beautiful artworks is a highly motivated and motivating entity of creativity, willpower and joyfulness. The
I don't know
goal
about
is to
that.
get
All right.
better, not to be good, since stagnation is the death of creativity.
Yes, yeah, true, man.
Also, thanks for the bits.
No, don't you be thanking bits for L. Wait, can you TTS longer on a resub? Thank you, Bylong, for the 23 months at tier 2. What the fuck? And thank you, Xander, for the 2,500 bits. Jesus, man. You guys chill. Chill.
We're in a good mood. My sword dangling jewelry arrived today, so celebrating. Already stabbed my shoulder with how long they are XD.
Xander, where'd you get it from, Xander? Because
Avatar live action show. Why would James Cameron make a show of his movies? They already made enough money, Keck.
That's what I thought, Rock. Holy fuck, Xander. Thank you for the 3,500 bits. What the fuck, man? Jesus. Where'd you get your sword dangly earrings from? Because there's some earrings I want to get. Hold on. I want to show you, Xander. I want your opinion on this. Okay, we need to talk about this, Xander. As a fellow dangly sword earring enjoyer, I need your opinion because I found these and I need your opinion. Should I buy these? Yes or no? All right. So a maker called Thomas Sabo. Okay. What do you think? What should I get? Should I get the sword and snake dangly earrings? Should I buy these, Xander? I have a formal, listen, I have an important wedding to go to. I got one of my very first adult wedding invitations, not from one of my children or my friends that are man children. You know, that just have a wedding that's just like in their backyard with a fucking, you know, beer and shit. Like an actual formal wedding that's like a black tie event. Like I gotta get me a tuxedo, man. All right. I've been thinking, like, do I buy the sword and snake dangly earrings? Okay, I need Xander. We need to talk about this. We need to have a whole conversation for this shit. But god damn, man. Thank you for 3,500 bits, Xander. That's insanely generous of you, and I'm jealous of your earrings. So, would you chill?
One coming, did you?
Those look cool as frick.
Leica Craft. Hold on.
I got mine from a Leica Craft on Etsy. They're from Germany.
Leica Craft. Etsy. Hold on. Official Etsy shop. Ah, shit. Also, what the fuck? That's 1,500 bits. That's 5,000 bits in one. That's a silver crumb. What the fuck, Leica Craft? Seriously, dude, you don't have to do that. No results found. Wait, can I not get it in Canada?
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Bibbity bop pitty blappity blue pitty dippy doopy fuck.
Is this just so because you guys know that I say that chat gets to be funny during hype trains? You guys are trying to make the hype train last as long as possible? What the fuck? Seriously, man. Would you guys chill? Okay, you can be funny for another 4 minutes and 1 second, alright?
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Nope.
You def saw this one coming.
I didn't read that. I did. Okay, dude. Holy shit. Thank you for 1,000 bits. Thank you, DC, for 1,000 bits. Thank you, Xander, for the 5,000 bits. What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? Alright. Bits are done. That's it. We're done for the month. That's all the bits I deserve for the next year. So, you guys are good until next February. So, holy shit. Hey, you dare anybody to take you over on the scoreboard? I don't know. That's not a dare I'd love one.
Stand as one!
Why? I haven't done shit today. I just talked about hot rabbit boys and my ear getting pierced. What the? You mean good morning? Oh, your hand slipped. You meant to type good morning, but instead you just gifted 20 subs. Jesus Christ. Yeah, common mistake. Don't you hate when that happens? You mean to say good morning, but you accidentally just gift 20 people subs so that you bring 20 people into the guild as, you know, guild members that didn't have a sub. You save them from ad hell, like poor Zibsy, you know, having to watch ads for like Rogaine and like Prime's new special, The Boys, or whatever fucking Twitch advertises for. I don't know. I have Twitch Turbo. And then you just slip and gift 20 subs. Holy, what the fuck? Okay, guys, chill.
Didn't see that one.
Chill.
Did you?
Chill.
That's a belt.
DC, thank you for the 1,000 bits. What the fuck? Would you guys relax? Why is the hype train level 8? It's the first day of the month. It's the first half hour of the month. I've done nothing to deserve this shit. Holy fuck, man. I don't think we got a hype train at level 4 all last month. This is more than I deserve. God damn it, guys. Would you chill? Thank you. Thank you for.
Curse the wardens and their
God damn it.
Xander told me to do it. Merry Christmas.
Christ. Solo, bring me Solo on the Wookiee. But why? I don't get it. What the fuck, really? Holy fuck. What? Seriously? Chill, dude. What the fuck? Maybe the 4,000 bits. That's too many bits. That's more bits than I've ever deserved for doing literally anything, okay? Fuck. You're just desperate to have chat be funny for another 4 minutes. All right, okay. Yeah, you reset the clock so that I have to admit chat's funny for 4 minutes. Okay. God damn it. Fuck. Thank you for the 4,000 bits, the 20 gifted subs, the 5,000 bits, the 3,000 bits, the 1,000 bits, the multiple thousands of bits. All right, what the fuck? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't deserve it.
Other realms would squander our most precious resource. That won't do.
Ah!
I
What
was
the
awful
fuck?
short on the next bit level.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
What the
I'm
fuck?
still on top
Jeez.
y'all. What's with the slack?
What? Chill, Xander. DC, chill. Chill. And then bring me the child. Chill. Jesus, holy shit. You guys made me Voldemort very briefly. What the fuck, man? Sorry, it's Voldemort out there for a second. Holy shit, dude. Come on, man. What the fuck? Holy shit, dude. Jesus Christ, man. That's... Why? Xander, chill.
So,
why?
Evan.
Yeah.
What do you
What's
want
up?
to see in the
Well, yeah.
CCG?
Uh,
Any special cards you want? Crimso
full art.
549
Full art, frameless...
Curse the wardens and their
Well, good morning, Evan boy. Hope your coffee is sweet.
What? Why, guys? Seriously? One does not simply level 10 hype train in the first 28 minutes that I've been live. This has been a hype train, like, since I've gone live for the last half hour. Okay? Jesus Christ. Thank you, the 2,000 bits, Xander. That's a lot. I can't handle that. Thank you, Crimson, for the 100 bits. That's a lot, too. Thank you. What the fuck? That's... Oh, God. I just can't... Oh, boy. Okay. I gotta chill. TJ, what the fuck? Why? 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 This isn't right, man. This is why. Level 10 complete. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's the record? Isn't the record level 10? Did you guys just beat the hype train record? I think Thorkin knows. I don't actually know what the record is, but I think it's like around level 10. You guys might have just actually beaten the all-time hype train record. Or is it record level 4? Well, you're about to beat your last record. Keep up the support. Let's chill, Twitch. Let's chill, Twitch. Okay.
Already Crimso 549 lol, good sir.
What do you mean? I gotta. Okay, fine. You can design your cars. Take the 100 bits. What the fuck? Xander, chill.
Level 11, let's go.
Why? Why? I haven't done shit to deserve this, man. This is like more bits than a streamer my size should get in an entire fucking year. Okay?
Let's go to the moon, rabbit boy lovers.
Is this just so I'll draw hot shirtless rabbit boys for this to stream? Is that your true intent, right? Come on, man. What the fuck, guys? Thank you, Xander, for the 500 bits. Thank you, Crimson, for the 100 bits. Thank you, Rock, for the 400 bits. What the? You got your ear pierced. That's why it's worth all support. Wait, I got my ear pierced, and that's worth. It's because you guys are supporting me in my new e-boy debut. I couldn't make it as a VTuber, so I just went e-boy. Is that what it is?
Boys hype evil.
Thank you for the 100 bits, DC. Okay, chill, man. Chill. All right, y'all are too much, man. It's more than I deserve. All right, seriously. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm just happy that anybody showed up my stream today. All right, I had a lot of fun yesterday, and I was happy anybody showed up my stream today. That's all I can ask for, man.
Boys, curious eyebrow raise. Let's hop into that.
Thank you, Xander, for the 500 bits. That's a lot.
Can we afford that chain
and
now?
Thank you, Vinny, for the 100 bits. Thank you, Xander, for the 500 bits. Thank you, Vinny, for the 100 bits. All right, chill, guys. Chill. What the fuck? I'm not just gonna go buy a chain. All right, relax.
Also,
fucking relax. I might steal one.
Okay. Crumb is real. Crimso 549
it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. The crumb is it's shitty. It's embarrassing.
Take your peace, mortals. You will heed the call of the corruptor.
Damn it. Okay. Coward. Coward. Whoever that was. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate it, but also you fucking coward. Let me thank you properly. All right, let me thank you properly with actually putting your name behind it. Okay. God damn it. I've been corrupted by the corruptor again. Holy fuck. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, whoever that was. Also, you're a coward. Why don't you just let me thank you to your face? All right, loser. God damn it. I'm so conflicted over anonymous gifted subs. I'm so mad because I can't thank whoever it is, but also I'm so grateful that they chose to bring 5 people to the guild, which is an insanely large compliment to me and the community, and I'm extremely grateful.
Take your peace, mortals. You will heed the call of the corruptor.
At least a 20 to 30% chance that was someone else who also wants to be a fucking goblin. So, thank you for the 10 gifted subs, Anonymous. That's 10 people brought into the guild anonymously. To somebody that they can't thank, they don't know. They're like, hey man, thanks for the gifted sub. They don't fucking know who it is. I can't thank you for the gifted sub because I don't know who the fuck it is. All right? So, this is upsetting, man. I'm so conflicted. God damn it. Fuck. Thank you for the 10.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Ivan Blupog, nice. Well, sorry,
No,
Evan.
I did.
This won't be the productive stream you hoped for.
I just wanted to draw shirtless, attractive bunny boys all stream. Why won't you let me do that? Okay? Thank you, Xander, for the 1,000 bits. That's ridiculous. Okay?
Curse the wardens and their mirrors.
Damn it! I dropped.
Shit LV12.
Oh, God damn it. Can you just let it die? Please. You guys are actually unironically fucking nuts. Okay? This is seriously. I don't. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
What is your lucky number, BTW?
Can't fucking. What do you mean lucky number? I don't know who's a lucky number. What do you think my lucky number should be, Steph? Even the 100-bit stuff. I appreciate that. Thank you, Vinny, for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Thank you, DC, for the 5,000 bits. That's extremely generous. All right, you guys are ridiculously generous and extraordinarily supportive, more so than I have ever deserved. And I just don't know what to do now. So, thank you. All right, thank you. That's fuck, man. Everyone's lucky number. Mine's 11. What's my lucky number? 19. I used to use 19 because that was the anniversary of Elle and I's dating in February. Which, by the way, on the 19th this month, Elle and I have been dating for 15 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, wait, it isn't 7. Thank you, Matt, tonight. Thank you, guys. Seriously, thank you for the support. I don't understand it. I don't deserve it, man. I just wanted to go live and maybe draw some attractive bunny boys today. Okay, like, look, and maybe make fun of Elle's cable management for a little bit. But like, that was my entire plan today. That was my entire plan. So I did not expect this. I gotta I Voldemort a little bit, I Goblin a little bit. Just let me just regain my composure so I can just come back down to streaming level for a second. Okay, I can just chill. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. I hop in later. You just oh, here's fucking 10,000 bits. Just see you later, nerd. All right, Xander, just put me into a fucking locker. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
BTW, where is the fire?
What do you mean the fire? Thank you, Jacob, for the 100 bits. All right, not today, Steph. I'm sorry. You almost got your Green Dragon check. Holy shit, man. That's literally one of the highest hype trades I've ever seen on Twitch. So thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. God damn it. Okay, I'm chill. Don't worry, man. Yeah, I'm chill. Yeah, we're good. Kyle, you draw a map. Let you say love your cartography style. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. We're gonna do a little bit of map making today, in addition to the world building stuff. So,
quests on L level 1, quests on L level 1, quests on L level 1, quests on L underscore. L underscore.
Yeah, the Alundis core, of course, the fucking Alundis core. Yes, we're gonna draw an Alundis core today. Okay, we will try. Maybe that's what in Sakura Crumb will be. Is the reward? Is I'll draw somebody in Alundis core. Thank you, Crimson, for the 100 bits. That's insanely generous and more than I deserve at this point. God knows I haven't done anything today. It's been 37 minutes of stream. I've been live for 37 minutes. I haven't done shit. I'm still full cam. Somebody new to the stream has popped in, and they're like, maybe I should follow. Let's see if there's some world building being done on this D&D stream. And they've seen nothing but disappointments at this point. So, the fire on the screen behind you? Oh shit, I gotta check. Yeah, all right. Remind me in a minute to go bring up the fireplace. That's true. It's too dark. It's depressing. I literally was trying to do a bunch of stuff this morning, and I popped in, just rolled into my office, turned on my computer, and hit go live. So I didn't do shit, bro. All right. Holy fuck. What am I hearing? Wait, we're 37 minutes behind sending you more bits? Okay, chill, man. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve shit. I don't deserve any of it. All right. Fish tank light not even on? Oh, shit. Wait, we haven't named our new fish in that tank. Yeah, I didn't even turn on my fish tank. I didn't do shit today. All right, Rock. Good luck. Good luck today, buddy. Thanks for all the support, man. I appreciate you. You're working on a location within a setting I want to build from that location. Do a bunch of ideas and a pantheon built, a tiny bit of lore, but love the world building. It's a great creative exercise. I think so too. Yeah, I agree. I think world building is fantastic. In fact, I've been talking about this for a while, and I'm gonna sort of talk today about doing the official TDC world building challenge this year. We're actually gonna start formulating. There's a couple of challenges I want to do. There's a couple of challenges I want to do that I want to talk to you guys about that actually I want to get some opinions on. Well, actually, I don't care about your opinions. Fuck your opinions. I'm gonna do it anyway. But also, if you have opinions, that'd be good. A couple challenges this year. It's gonna be a lot of fun, hopefully. The level hype train level 12. Thank you for the support.
From here,
That's
the fish shall be dumb
insane.
chat. Twitch and Bunny Boy also.
What do you mean?
How many fish there is?
What do you mean? We gotta name her, bro. I gotta let Ella name her. She's Ella's fish, so. Thank you for the 100 bits, DC. I appreciate it. That's very generous of you.
Thank you for having such a fun.
Come on, man. Come on, dude.
Much love.
Thank you, Crimson. Thanks for the 100 bits. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gaming, for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, seriously, guys. Thank you for the support. Not just the bits and the subs and everything, but just being here. Just allowing me to do what I do and go live to talk about what I love with amazing people. So thank you for being a part of my life. I really appreciate it. I don't know where I'd be, man. Name wars, literally 0 name suggestions from chat are going to be chosen. All right. Literally 0% of ideas from Twitch chat are going to be chosen. I'm going to let Ella name her fish entirely on her own with 0 pressure from our TDC Twitch chat. So thought about doing world/setting with input with the community/chat. I kind of do, actually, I think. I do a lot of world building on stream, and we talk about a lot of ideas, so I don't like to take direct ideas. Someone's just like, oh, you should create a town and call it Townsville Wood 10. And there should be an orc there. It's like, I'm not just going to put that in the... I name her? What do I name her? All right, don't just put it on me like that, Ella. I can't... You want me to... All right. All right, I'll think about it. I'll think about it today, Ella. Yeah, so I don't like to just take direct ideas and like let people just slap stuff in the world, because I do want to have a level, like a standard that I want to sort of maintain. And sometimes ideas that are considered in the moment and in the middle of a Twitch stream aren't always the best ideas. So I don't like to ever just, you know, jump on board with those. I am not naming my fish after my friend Galaxy Goldfish. All right. So I've spent way too much time over the last week talking about nonsense on Discord. But look. As much as a wonderful friend of mine, Fishy is, I am not going to name my fucking beta after her. All right, it's not even purple. If it was purple, I'd call it Galaxy or maybe Goldie. I don't know, but it's not purple. She's red and blue. And I think, wait, where is she? Is she right there? Is that her, or is that a shrimp? A very large yellow shrimp. I don't know. I don't know where she is, bro. Yeah, Orkville. No, there's no orc in Orkville. Okay, come on. I ironically call the fish Blackwood.
God forbid you pick a cool name like Feldspar, cause your fish looks like Labradorite.
God forbid I do something cool like that. No, I don't know. I don't know what I should name her. We've named our betas after Gundams. We've named them after Dark Lords of the Sith. So, you know, I don't know, man. Yo, Banana, thank you for stopping by. Congratulations on your sub, dude. Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about it. All right, so yeah, so the couple challenges that I want to do. Name the fish Alpha. Okay, dude, relax. So a couple of challenges this year, and I'm ready to sort of loosely announce them, but I'm announcing that there will be an announcement for them officially. So this year, there's going to be 2 main challenges in addition to all the other stuff, because I really like the events. Whenever we have events, I really love that, like Inktober and November and stuff like that, you know?
Does red and blue make
I know,
think about
I know.
It, Evan, like my man Sidus said, do it.
I'm not naming my fish after my VTuber friend Fishy. All right, come on. If I did that, then automatically I'm dooming her to being bad at Valorant. Okay, and I don't want to do that to my own fish. All right, so look. All right, thank you for the 100 bits though, DC. Yeah, okay. So the two event challenges that we're going to add this year are actually 2 substantial ones. 3. There's going to be color washboard a chalk. The 3 challenges that we're going to bring into this year is actually 1 return of a challenge, and that is the official return of art building. Art building is returning this year, and art building is going to be prized. That's right. Art building is not just going to be a fun building event, which it will be the same. But in addition to regular art building, there is going to be a contest element. That's right, a contest element involved too. So if you wish to submit your entry to art building as an art building entry and just have fun and join in and grab the badge for it, you can do that. which there will be participation badges for everyone for art buildings going forward. On Discord, like there's also going to be physical badges, like for those who completed Inktober or November, which they should be getting by now. I sent them out early in January, and I don't know where people. I see a bunch of people have gotten their art in the mail that I sent out around that time, and maybe letters take a lot longer. I know sometimes my Patreon letters take up to 3 months to get to people, so I don't know. Maybe they don't have them yet. So art building is going to be also an art contest. It's going to be prized. There's going to actually be prizes for it, and there's going to be a couple different categories within the art building contest. It's going to be about something that I think that everyone can do something for their art building. It's also going to take into consideration lore that you've developed for your piece, because I want to make more art and encourage more art that has lore and thoughtful stories behind it. So we're going to do art building, the return of that this year with a contest attached to it. If you want to participate in that portion or not, it's up to you. The second thing is we are going to be doing a pretty substantial world building challenge, like a month-long world building challenge for a certain topic. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's going to be a month-long world building challenge, which we might do in around May. I'm not sure. More details to come. It'll be after, probably either before or after Mod Appreciation Month. Probably after, because before would be in a month, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, it'll probably be in May, likely, for our world building challenge. And then this summer, I want to do a little bit of a kind of a departure from normal TDC stuff, and I want to do, let's just say, a challenge that'll hopefully get people outdoors a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. There are announcements to come. All right, announcements to follow at some point in time. But yeah, the touch grass challenge. You just have to go outside and touch fucking grass, you gremlins. That's all you have to do. So no, it's gonna be hopefully a lot of fun. All 3 challenges. I'll talk about it more later. As far as today goes, we have a very important, very, very important project. You see, I realized that I was lacking in something. I was lacking. The Realms of Eldara needed something. And Square Enix made me realize that as a world builder, as a designer and artist, I was failing. So what do we think? Just as a concept, if like business trade offer to the board, presentation style, you know what? Look, this is, you know, I just feel like we're making a mistake by missing out on an opportunity for something here, you know. I just, yeah, I feel like there's a lost opportunity here that we have to engage in. So among the next of the wild races of the next of the wild kin.
Honey blush daddy,
all right.
mean daddy, I mean.
We have to develop the rabbit folk. Now, we actually talked about briefly where the rabbit folk come from, and we're going to do an entire design project for this. All right. It's not just going to be a run-of-the-mill character design. We are going to do a culture design over the next couple of days. The next couple of weeks, we're going to do a couple streams here and there. Not every stream in a row, because I don't like doing that. I don't like to do 2 projects 2 days in a row ever. But we're going to be doing a culture design for our rabbit folk. So the Rosari will be born. And thank you for the 100 bits, Viddy. I appreciate it. Yeah. You want to make a Bunny Boy character on Final Fantasy 14? You should. I don't know why you don't have one already. We have a guild, a secret guild of exclusively bunny boys. Yeah. Bunny girls? Nope. It's just bunny boys. So, scavenger hunt? Not quite McBluff. Kind of, actually. Well, yeah. Kind of. That's a good way of teasing it, is maybe a little bit of a scavenger hunt that should hopefully see only... Here's the thing, Bluff. We have to take a long journey this summer. When it's going to be nice out, or cold out for Australia, because we got to think about DC. We're going to be taking a long journey together. And I think only those who are faithful to the pilgrimage will make it. But you know, the astral sages are calling, and there's a journey that we must make. So we'll see. We'll see. I got to talk to the mods about it a little bit and plan some things, but we need a planning committee for the summer challenge. But the summer challenge is hopefully going to be something pretty cool and a little bit different. I don't know. Why is it always human plus animal ears and no other thing? For instance, where are the whiskers or teeth? Ah, good question. All right, so.
Damn it, Evan, I swear
talk
if
about
this
this.
makes question my sexuality again, I'll donate 50 subs anonymously over the course of a month.
If you feel like trolling, you'll do that anyway. So why? What? That's not
Should
a
my
threat.
14 cap
That's
to be a Vieira no cap.
Probably. I think that's probably a good idea. I don't know why you wouldn't. So, the way that the children of the wild gods work in my world, Jacob, because I don't really particularly love the idea of a lot of the anthro races as they're done. I don't like Tabaxi. I don't like the dragon folk, the dragonborn. I don't like a lot of the ways that wizards or other fantasy have done races, and I'm not even that much of a fan of the way that like anime games like Final Fantasy do different races. So, Worgans are okay? No, Worgans are shitty. They suck. So here's the way it works. There is a story, Jacob, about it's an amazing World Anvil article. If you really want to, you can dive into it. It's an unpublished mess that hasn't been edited, and it isn't public, so no one can actually see it. But god damn it, is it a World Anvil article? But basically, the way I'm handling elves and sort of those of magical, you know, persuasion as a natural sort of tendencies of their race. A lot of the myths about elves and gnomes and things like that, Fey ancestry, whatever. There's a natural sort of bend to magic. And I thought to myself, how do I want to handle the races of the world that have a natural proclivity to magic? So, here's the story. Long ago, when the ancient Eldari were making their first stretches across the realms of Eldara, the Eldari, known as a group of celestials, perhaps it's a race or a group made up of multiple races. They don't really know. Modern legend says either or, depending on who you talk to. The Eldari began to build the realms of Eldara. They were the constructive hands and the architects behind the realms of Eldara. They created their giant Eldari gates. They used the magic rings and runes now that the astral sages try and capture in their own magic, but they did it on a much more proficient scale. Ancient lost technology in the form of magic, that's their entire vibe. So the Eldari, who, depending on if you translate it into the ancient languages of elves or dwarves, which are the two oldest languages amongst Eldara denizens that are still used, means either children of Eldara or those who are from Eldar, depending on your translations of Eldar I, which I, in both languages, in some variation, would mean the children of or people from. The Eldari began to build the realms of Eldara, and they had a need for a great group of construction, more or less contracted construction workers. Let's put it nicely. So they spawned and created the first of the proto-elves, which is an ancient race that became modern-day elves. And the reason why they're so unique in this sort of story is because they were said to be designed by the Eldari and sent from Eldara. The proto-elves could basically take on whatever magic they were close to, and they would take on aspects of it, which would allow them to help the Eldari in building the realms of Eldara. So they seeded the different planets, they seeded the different worlds with these proto-elves, and they allowed them for their civilizations to flourish, and they sent them direction every once in a while of, you are to build this or that great thing to, you know, appease Eldara and to appease us, the Eldari. And the proto-elves did it, because that's what you did in ancient times, man. If some dude comes from the sky and says, hey, you should do something, it's like, what else are you gonna do? They don't have Warcraft yet, they don't have anime yet, like, what are they gonna do? They're just sitting around waiting for stuff. So of course they, you know, appease the gods. It's like what you, it's either appease the gods or human sacrifice, but generally those are the same thing with a different level of chill applied to them. So the Eldari, and the Proto-Elves, began to construct the realms of Eldara. And the Proto-Elves took on the nature of magic from wherever they were close to. So, if they were close to a large arcane well of energy, ley lines that course power through the world, they would become a type of arcane elf. They'd take on the qualities. They'd begin to create the same sort of physical representations of this magic. Thank you, Kaihira, for the follow. Kaihira? K-I-H-I-R. Kaihira. Yeah, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. And so, if you took these proto-elves and you put them next to a font of solar energy and a sunwell of some non-copywritten variety, you would get the sun elves, and they'd have their skin bronze, and their hair would be golden, and they'd be tall and proud, reaching towards the sun. Their eyes would glow with sunlight, and as they would sort of, stay closer and closer and closer to this well over generation, they might even become some sort of solar flame elemental after so many generations. It's how the proto-elves work. The closer their lineage is to this sort of like powerful magic, the more of the powerful magic that they take on themselves. Alternatively, our Twilight Elves take on the night. Their skin is dark, shades of purple and blue and pink. They have stardust in their skin. Their eyes glow of moonlight. Their hair is long strands of either bright white or dark, night sky with celestial patterns in them as their hair moves. All sorts of things like this. All right. So what happens though is when you take a wood elf, someone close to a nature magic source, all right, for long enough.
If you forced them into the tops of trees and made them pee on people, you get Ivan Brook crumb.
Listen, there's hidden lore behind the crumbs. Is it that? You don't know. So when you get wood elves, you get an interesting effect where they become, they start growing flowers from their hair. Their skin turns to sort of a bark, and eventually, wood elves that's lineage would be in close proximity to the, to the forests of Eldara, of the realms of Eldara, might become eventually treants. Long, lumbering tree folk that would guide the other, wood elves through the forest. And so, that brings us to the anthro races. Because I have noticed that anthro races are something that people really like in fantasy. The idea of the body of a man and a head of a crab. And you're like, whoa, that's crazy, dude. Is that the forgotten Egyptian god? Don't worry about it, Everybody talks about, Horus or Set or whatever. Oh, all these Isis, all these Egyptian gods that have the head of some sort of animal and the body of a human. No one talks about the crab head, dude, which is a tragedy, but you know what? And so a lot of people like playing this sort of idea and this myth and this fiction in fantasy. And so I thought, how do we really handle anthro races in a way that makes sense to me? So I think that just taking animal head on human body is like a little weird. It's like, all right, either want to be way more animal or way more, humanoid. So the proximity in which these proto-elves took to the wild gods is what dictates how much of the anthro features they take. So if you are a degenerate furry and you want to be a fucking walking dog, go for it, man. I don't care. Live your dream. It's your world. It's your story. You tell your story. But canonically, a lot of these groups have been removed from the wild powers. Teleria is a very unique place in the realms of Eldar, which I can't get into too much as to why they were removed from the wild god powers. But those who were the descendants of them, those who were the descendants of the great falcon spirit or the great, lynx spirit or the great, crab spirit. We should do crab people. After time, they begin to lose their features, and it becomes small. They might have the claws and the teeth of a wolf, and maybe the head, the ears, or the legs of a wolf, and they begin to sort of like these features begin to meld back into their proto-elf form with these wild god features applied to them. That's why we have like our Nyathar are those of a great jungle cat spirit that eventually became what they are now, which simply just have sharpened claws and teeth and feline eyes and the ears of a cat and tails and whatever. Is it so that we can capitalize on hot anime cat girls? Yes. But is it also so that we have room for somebody with which, if they want to be super far down the track as like, I'm basically a walking wolf, go for it. But if they're like, yeah, I want to be a hot wolf chick with, wolf ears and a tail and basically VTube my character for the existence of Eldara, go for it as well. So that's who we're gonna talk about today is our rabbit kin, and that's how we develop the anther races. I think it's a good way to also have, you know, I don't want to tell stories about all these different anther races and stuff, but if you want to be a capybara person because you're like, man, I want to be just a little capybara boy, go for it. Who am I to tell you you're dumb? All right, you tell your story, bro. Weebs and furries, they're both welcome in Eldara. So as we develop this world, if you want to say, I want to be I don't know, an Aarakocra or a whatever, or a Kenku, all these different D&D races how do you fit into Eldara, Evan? Can I not play this thing in Eldara? I don't ever want to tell anyone they can't do something in Eldara. I don't have to highlight the story of that thing. I don't have to necessarily tell the story of that thing if I don't think it's a very good story. Like, it's fine. I can only tell stories about things that I enjoy. But I don't ever want to make somebody feel like they can't. If they have an idea for like, oh, I want to be a sun elemental Ganassi. I'm like, damn, that sounds really stupid. But you know what? I want you to be able to play that thing because that's what you want to do in a fantasy game. And who am I to say you can't do that? So I want there to be a canonical sort of way for people to say that I'm from some small part of a Thorashian tribe on a different world, a very rare snake folk or whatever. You know, and still take a lot of these traditional ideas and put them in the world building. So that's where our proto-elves are now, is our proto-elves can be found as the descendants or as the ancestors of our cat folk, our dog folk, our rabbit folk, our sun elves, our wood elves, our treants, our dragon folk, whatever. They take on the qualities of this thing. But I take it also as an interesting time in our world building to develop the culture a little bit more visually. So we're going to do a little bit of that. We're going to do a little bit of world building for the Rosari. We're also going to be doing a concept stuff, maybe some character design. I don't know, man. We'll have to do the very first rabbit folk piece of art, you know? Undisclosed music provider is Semi-Scuffed. Thank you, boys. We can say Spotify. I don't care. They can come after me. All right. Boom. Nice. All right. All right. Sick. Also, I need to fix Ella's fireplace. Hold on. Ella, can you come fix your fireplace? Let me go to presentation mode. Hold on. Let me go to wait. Let me go to presentation mode. All right, go. All right, my cam's up. I turned on your computer, but I didn't turn on. I didn't put the fireplace full screen because I just streamed too quickly. So you're leaving. All right, have fun, dude. Why is my ear still hurt? I don't want to put my headset on. I can for a little bit, but I have to fully cover my ear. I don't like doing that with this headset. Also, Xander thinks I should get the hot snake and sword earrings. Yeah. Should I wear those on stream? Yeah. Do you think that'll get me more views on clips if I have hot snake and sword earrings? Yeah. Will somebody accuse me of being an e-boy? You'll get more e-boy followers. I'll get more e-boy followers? Do you think I'll get an e-girl to message me? I don't have any e-girl friends yet. What do you mean that's not true? Who's a friend of mine that's an e-girl? She's a fucking they're VTubers, dumbass. That's the difference. VTubers are not e-girls, okay? The whole point of Evangeline is that Evangeline's gonna be a VTuber that's an e-girl. E-girls and VTubers are very different, all right? And I don't have any e-girls that are friends of mine. I don't have any e-girls. I don't have any e-boy. What do you mean, Steph? Steph is not an e-girl. What do you mean? She's just pretty. She is very pretty, yes, okay. But not all pretty girls online are an e-girl, okay? E-girls are a mindset. E-boys are a mindset. And I need to make some e-friends.
Don't call her
Amma
dumbass.
was an e-girl, okay?
The same thing.
You said 100 bits. All right, listen. So
I am opposite of e-girl.
you are. See, look. Even Steph says she's the opposite of e-girl. So I don't have any e-girl friends. I don't have any e-boy friends. All right. I want some attractive e-boys that I can talk to. If I have the snake and sword, you think I'll get an e-boy friend? All right, cool. All right. Have fun. Nah, just text me. Okay. All right. Have fun. Yeah, man. E-girl versus V-girl. Yeah, I have friends that are V-girls and V-boys, but no E-girls and E-boys. It's rough, man. It's rough out here.
Goldie refers to everyone as gamers. I'm fairly confident that she qualifies.
All right, let me message her. Let me message her. Let me message her. Yeah, I don't think I won't, man. At Gallic Galaxy Goldfish. Hey bro, quick question. Chat wants to know,
Do I have to sell feet pics
are
to become
you
a girl?
an e-girl? Y/N? If not, how do I make friends with e-girls, girls and e-boys? Would a cool snake and sword earring set improve my chances? Asking because I said I had no e-girl friends or e-boy friends online, and everybody told me I was crazy because I knew you. Thanks, your friend Evan. Regards and best wishes, Evan Blair Art. All right. No typos. Fuck. God damn it! I fucked up. All right, we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see if wait, why can't I move my? There we go. We'll find out.
Boyfriend.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, wait, hold up. Yeah, hold up, wait. Hold on. We gotta talk about this for a second. Hold on. We can't. Yeah, wait.
Banana.
Was there a space in
also
there?
Orangutan. Also L underscore. L underscore. L underscore. L underscore.
All right, I'll draw an Alundis core. All right, maybe that's what the entire rabbit folk population does. Is they protect the Alundis core. All right, the magical implement of the Eldari. I don't know. Okay, so yesterday we were very productive with our food and buff system. I'm gonna format that a little bit better soon. Don't worry about it. However, today we have a problem, and we have to solve it. This is how you do stuff on a professional game design level. Okay, if anyone was wondering how to be a game dev in the games industry, your art director would present you with a problem. You have to solve it. Okay, so art problem. Hot bunny boys. How do we solve this problem? Okay. Professional advice? Yeah, actually, dude. Is there problems in art? Everything works smoothly. Unfortunately, the writers and developers create problems for us, and we as the artists have to fix it. Okay. The stream gonna set a new record for Scuff? What do you mean Scuff? What about the stream of Scuff, McBluff? What are you talking about? What have I done today that's scuffed? I think today's stream has been fantastic and lovely. 38 minutes of hype trades, you know, whew, I'm just still recovering from that. Find thick thighs and dump trucks, scientifically speaking, because that's all leg muscle, the work they do. Do we reference the work of a Korean artist by the name of Hyung-tae Kim, I think? Yeah, not the Korean golfer Hyung-tae Kim. The Korean artist. Is this Toss? No, this isn't Toss. So, Mr. Kim is known for a certain type of art. Okay, we're gonna put a couple of examples on here on screen. So, man, this is concept art development in process. So, look, I don't make the rules, bro. All right, so how much do we reference the work of Hyungtae Kim with our rabbit folk? This is exactly what we reference. This is exactly what we reference. I hear the writers and producers create problems, and we as artists need to solve them. And I look up the Hot Bunny E-Boy. How you doing, Lady Soja? Look, so I think this is a good place to start. Okay, there's a connection somewhere here. Let me look closer and see what it is. Yeah, see, this is the deep part of concept design. Are we referencing the yes?
HTK? We're referencing Thigod.
We are referencing the Godfather of the Magna Carta art style. You know, without any sort of levels of shame here. 100%. We are the master himself. All right, Viddy, I'm glad you know who we're talking about. Thank you for the 100 bits. So, is it a good idea? Yes or no? Are we going to get canceled if we make an entire fantasy race whereby their entire concept is that they have thick thunder
I thought
thighs?
the anime memes were just memes, but they really do boob and booty shots. Munkaham.
Yep. Wait, you watch SOA with Blaze? You mean SAO? You watch SAO with Blaze? What was that Discord call like? Holy shit. I should have been there. Impressed how quickly you pulled up the artist just going off thick thighs. Remember science? Yeah, look, Zibsy. This is as an artist, it's important to know the masters. If someone says Gerhard Richter, if someone says, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, if somebody says, you know, Arcancia, listen. You have to know these things. If you know artists, and when someone says Thunder Thighs, you think Hyungtae Kim. So, I just want to try and help out the artists in our community. Understand why why art history is important. Okay, art history is a significant portion of art and design. The masters have solved these problems before us, and we have to look to them for solutions often to find a new solution to a modern problem. Okay, modernity cannot escape classic painting study. So this is what we got. This is where we're starting for our art history course. Okay. So qualities of Jesus Christ. Merge layers. Qualities of Arab folk. Qualities of our Eldarin rabbit folk. What are some of the important qualities when we think of what do the rabbit folk call it from D&D again? I know they had a dumb name, didn't they? Had to do with the word hair or something like that, like D&D rabbit race. Harengon. Ah, yes, the Harengon. So, there are two routes that we can go for this. Two important routes.
The greats from eons ago taught me to crush up beetles and sapphires to get the right color to make these thunder thighs absolutely pop.
Okay, dude. Okay. All right, relax. Relax. So these, I would say, are two most popular fantasy rabbit races. So, yeah. Can I recommend the cop from Zootopia? You cannot recommend the cop from Zootopia. All right, I don't want Disney coming after me. Okay, rolling up to the Sistine Chapel, last Michelangelo solution to E-Boys. I mean, it's not a bad place to start looking. Is Adam the first E-Boy? Really? Anakin style is definitely something we keep going over the legs are longer than the rest of the body. Looking at you two, oh, what Arco? Yeah, look, there's not the only one. So these are two different solutions or current solutions. These are our two current solutions. We have figure 1 and figure 2. All right. These are very different ways to handle the problem. Now, one of these is significantly more popular than the other. But I don't want to say that it's universally popular, because somebody out there has a Harangon for their D&E character that they've had for the last 5 years, and they love it. It's their favorite character they've ever made. They love being a little rabbit dude. They watched Watership Down. They watched Redwall. Was there a rabbit in Redwall? Redwall rabbit. Not Wabbit. Not Redwall rabbit. There was a rabbit. But the thing is, Redwall is actually really dumb. So I don't think anyone actually cares about what the fuck Redwall thinks. But I will say this is actually pretty pog. All right, whoever did this art, Kekakotake. There's no way that's Kekakotake. There's no way that the Kekakotake did this. It looks like he did it, but there's no way he did this, and I wouldn't have seen this before. There's too much line work in here. Maybe he did do it. That actually does look like his style. What the fuck? That's fucking sick. Of course, my favorite artist pops up. All right, played Haragon. Played him like a Welsh Puss in Boots. So good. That's pretty good, actually. Distributing, yes, but they had mice and badgers and such. Yeah, all right. Look, they tried their best. So far, 2 people are wrong. Yeah, unfortunately. So, look. Design. Goals. All right, so we want to address the Okay, address the mythical origin of rabbit folk. Okay, so that's number 1. 2, we need to create something people want to play. Okay? Which asks the question, what appeals to RPG gamers? Okay. Tim's girl on Taco Ad once said, why not both? All right, relax. Also, I didn't realize I felt so strong about this topic. Best choice, number 2. 82% of people voted. Why was there a poll? When did a poll start? And why did it just end with 89% voting number 2? Who voted number 1? See, this is what I'm saying. There are, so, okay. Here's the glory and the beauty of the lore behind creating the sort of anthro races in the way that I did. You can be both. If you like the Haragon vibe, you can do that. It just means that your lineage was a lot closer to the original wild gods. The original rabbit wild god. All right? The demigod spirit that the proto-elves of the Wabbit ended up spending the most amount of time with. Teleria does not have many examples of those who are close to the original wild gods. This is for a lore reason. Okay? I guess it's not too big of a spoiler. It's without getting into it too deep. The lore reason is basically TLDR. Teleria has been away from the realms of Eldara for too long. And when it was in the realms of Eldara, Teleria was not a place that had its own native wild gods. So those who are descendants of the wild folk on Teleria are all generally a muted version. So if you were to go and take the Telerian versus the Thorashian, let's just say, because Thorash is where the majority of the wild gods come from, wolf descendants, the Telerian would look more like Hodo the Wise Wolf, and the Thorashian would look more like Dashto's Worgen character in World of Warcraft. Okay? Which does make examples of this version a whole lot more rare than examples of this. So, not completely absent, however. So for our rabbit folk, which we have not yet to be named, we need to do a couple things today. We need to design or do cultural design. That is things like art, building, well, what do we call it? Architecture? No, it's like more, we call like the design elements of architecture. Design elements. Art, design elements, culture preferences, and this can be things like weapon style, buildings, and lifestyle. So I literally go through this like we're kind of only half memeing today. Most of the stream is a meme, okay, but these are actually this is the non-meme section. Or almost non-meme. All right, the almost non-meme section here. Hold on, I gotta merge all these layers, man. All right. There you go. So food's important too, but I'm talking about the visual style stuff first. We can think about like visual stuff to design, then we can write all that stuff out. My generation picks 2. My fantasy RPG side, the D&D included, picks 1 all day. I mean, look, dude. You can play either. Now we need duck folk, bugs, and Daffy Duck are rivals, gods in Eldara. Yeah, okay. Relax. Basically, there is a wild god for everything. So if you as a player, as an individual, want to tell a story about a snake folk, a capybara folk, an axolotl folk, you can. I won't stand in your way. And I'll make a canonical place where your character can be from the vicinity of Ish, in which you can, you know, you can have a place in the world where you can put your character and create your origin. It's kind of like there is a question of how do you create intricate and interesting worlds and available backgrounds in a place where there is no interplanar travel. Okay. That's actually like a difficult design question, I think, for world building. And I think that some of the best solutions to that are ones that allow for, or are ones that require a certain amount of mystery to your world. If you have every last section of your world planned, charted, coursed, mapped out, it's one thing that I really disagree with a lot of world builders on, and one thing that I think is a giant mistake, is when you plot and chart out your entire world map. I think having your entire world map plotted out is a giant fucking mistake. The problem is, I think there's a certain pedanticism among world builders, a certain obsessive kind of desire to like build and build and build and build and build. But often, and I get some heat for this sometimes when I criticize this, because I'm criticizing a lot of world builders, like a lot of my friends too. When I say this, I think that the type of world building that's fun for you as a world builder, where you can do that pedantic obsessiveness and you design everything, I don't think is the best when it comes to game design. And one of my perfect examples for that are games that have successful world building built into them, franchises, IPs in general. Let's make it larger and say IPs, don't fully reveal the world out, right? I could be mistaken. I might need Thorkin to back me up on this or to correct me. I am pretty sure that League of Legends has an entire areas of the planet that League of Legends is centered on, which is, what is it called? Is Runeterra the name of the planet? I don't know. Is it? Whatever. The world of League of Legends has areas that are listed as mysterious land to the east or the west or whatever on Runeterra. Okay, yeah. And I think that clearly by doing so, they are not committing. And so they are incredibly agile. They have a whole giant amount of space to play with that they can build and construct in based on what they think is successful and what they think they need for their world. And so I think that when you have the desire to do a world map, and your world map is a giant, completely defined world map, and every continent, every place, every nook and cranny of your world is mapped out, plotted out, charted out, coursed out. You are giving your players more information than they need, and I think that it doesn't make for a good product, right? Which I'm happy if anyone wants to disagree with me on this. It's fine, because I'm okay with the discussion about it. I think the discussion is extremely productive, but I do think that there are problems when you have an area like Northmark or whatever, and you're like, yes, this is the area of the dwarves, Northmark. All right, who cares? No one asked. That's fine if you have regions mapped out, because these are places that your players can interact with, that your readers, your viewers, your whoever you're doing this project for can interact with. But there is an incredible benefit in having places in your world that aren't mapped out and charted. There might be a legends that say of a large island nation to the northeast of Northmark that is covered in frigid tundra in half of it and rugged wooded hinterlands in the southern half of it, where great beasts and tribes and cultures thrive and trade and come from those lands in large boats with goods of gold and leather and steel to trade with the rest of the world. But as soon as you define out what that place looks like and put it in a box, you are just putting it in a box. And you have to ask yourself, is it worth placing something in a box that it can't wiggle out from later on? If you decide that the place to the northeast of here is a Norse Viking-inspired God of War place of, Feljord kind of vibe, and you define it by that, then you're kind of fucked if you want to do something in addition. So here's an example of how you could do that without boxing yourself in. You say that the traders from this island, continent, whatever nation, place, come in these long boats, and they have the men carry long beards, and the women have beautifully braided hair, and everyone is tall and proud, and they come from this, this land with these long boats shaped like dragons and beasts, and they carry axes and rugged hides and leathers, and they are people of the land. And you basically describe the vibe that you're going for. But you aren't saying that's everybody. Because what if you decide that on your continent, your island nation on the top corner, here's like Northmark, Northmark, but also who asked, not World Anvil, who asked, and you decide that the entire thing is all God of War because you are trying to put things into boxes that make sense to you in the moment when you're writing your map. The problem is now it's in a box and you're fucked. But if you say that there are traders that have all these qualities that come from this land, you could have that be a small, itty-bitty little nation of traders from your God of War land here. If you decide that you want an entire extra area of your continent to do whatever with. If you want to make a land of dragon folk and lava flows and whatever else, and you just use descriptions of it, you keep descriptions very vague. They say when traders from this land come, they say that they come from a land of untamed wilderness and nature's bounties and the powers of the elements. Now, does that mean that the entire place is full of ice and tundra and snow and woods and all this kind of stuff? Maybe. But if you decide that you want to create the elemental plane of fire in your world, and you want to do basically fire type Pokemon up here, go for it. You got Charizards and shit flying around. You got Ragnaros, the Fire Lord, he who is the ancient when the world was young. Up here, go for it. You leave yourself way more room when you don't put this in a box. The problem is, when you naturally build a world map, what do you want to do? You want to define everything immediately. So that's all I'm saying, man, is be careful when you're defining areas. So we're going to do the same thing with our rabbit folk. We're not going to define where they're from or whatever. We're just going to say that they are in our central important continent, our place that is just situated south of Northmark, and on the world map here, we'll look at it like this. The world map, this is why I haven't defined the world map very well. We are building a map in the next couple weeks of this area. This area that was supposed to be a loosely kind of like the center of civilization in the world, some sort of major central city, and maybe the origin of the oldest sort of lineage of monarchs of the humans. We have the oldest lineage of elves, the oldest lineage of dwarves, and the oldest lineage of humans in our world. And we kind of are fine defining that stuff with it because we're not really putting ourselves too much into boxes. So when we have our human empire, which is currently labeled Central Important New Area Corpo MTX Farm, okay? These are code names that we use to imply the vibe that we want for our world. There's an area to the north of Irish-style rainforests, beautiful untamed lands, large growing trees that I think Fishy actually was the one, because we were memeing on her earlier, decided that it'd be cool if that's where our rabbit folk were from. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. There's the bottomless mimosa of world building. Yeah, true. And we're all just drunk on it, man. We didn't know anything about Shurima until we got the Azir. I'm assuming that's a place in Runeterra, and I'm assuming that the Azir are the dudes that the dude that summons guys that flips you over the wall is. I'm not very good at League of Legends. There are many hidden continents that have not been revealed yet, as well as countries in the main continent. Sante revealed a country near the Shuriman Desert, for example. Ixtal is barely explored, etc. And I think that's great for world building. Don't be in a rush to define your project. I know nerds love world maps, but I feel like sometimes patience is worth more. So something like having a known world and an unknown world, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, have areas of your world that are known and the whole world is known, but it's who knows of it. And it's fine to keep your players a little bit in the dark and to give them a lot. Now, D&D is different. The reason why D&D has a propensity to wanting to define everything is because you'll have players say, "What's over the horizon, old sage?" And the old sage says, a land of mysterious forests and ancient elemental powers. And the player's like, no, but like literally what's over there? Tell me the cities, the towns, the names, the whatever. And sometimes DMs have a hard time saying, like, you're getting the vibe from the old sage that he wants to leave it a mystery. And if your player's like, but I'm asking the old sage, then you should find a different player because they aren't getting the fucking hint. So, I don't know. My input there, maybe it's not reasonable, maybe you disagree. That's fine. That's fine. Gotta leave some room for interpretation, leave some room for the fans and players to hypothesize. That makes the world fun and addictive. That's when you put two dots close to each other, but don't let them quite touch. And you know why this is actually, I think, a more effective way of world building for D&D, even though you're going to have all these players asking every little question, because you as the game master can decide what you think is fun for that area. If you as the game master want to define what is in that northern land completely for your players and it's not listed out in the game yet, go for it. Might there be something that is revealed later to canonically define that part of the world and it disagrees with your interpretation of it? Fine. It's going to happen. There's going to be some messiness when it comes to playing and world building within a world that's already actively world building. But I think that's fun. You know? I think it's fun to do that kind of stuff, especially with realms. If you really want to play in the realms of Eldara, if you like are completely sold on this idea in a couple of years, you're like, yep, Evan did something that's worth my time. I'm going to play my players in the world of Eldara, and you want to define somewhere that's completely new. You like the systems of Eldara, you like the magic of Eldara, you like the vibe of Eldara, but you want to create your own world in Eldara with the Eldaran magic system and the sky and the Eldari runes and the history. Which I'm assuming that somebody will at some point in time, because if you don't assume that in your project, then why are you doing your project? You have to assume your project's going to succeed at some point in time. But I don't want to sound like I'm being an ego Andy, like I think the project's worthy of that yet, or anything like that. The perfect solution is to say, here's the world of my Worldia. And it exists within the realms of Eldara. And then you play your players in that world. And they can travel to Teleria, or Thorash, or Caradal, or any of the worlds of Eldara that they want to. I don't think I've ever said the word Caradal on stream yet. So that's a big reveal. And you can do that and engage with the world building and the world that I've created while still having your own sort of realm within the realm of Eldara. Kind of like the way that you create a character in a D&D game. I want DMs to be able to create worlds within Eldara. So, everyone knew Vidi, everyone again. Yeah, it's fine. The day of Morn disaster, the cause is intentionally left vague. Was it a weapon? Who caused it? Are the gods angry? That's up to the DM and the players to figure out. Yeah, I've had something similar to that, but I think I unfortunately defined the event that separated Teleria from Eldara a little bit more, unfortunately. Lasers and shit, basically. Question about your rabbit race. Are you going to make them sci-fi? This one's probably not a great example of a sci-fi race. This is pretty traditional, I think. Irish-style rainforest. You've never been to Ireland. It's all wetlands. Just marshy plains. No, bro, there's like when you look at Irish rainforests, Irish rainforest, you get crazy stuff, dude. Like this when I say Irish rainforest, this is what we're talking about. Like not all rainforests have to look like the Amazon. Rainforests can take different forms, and Ireland has some of the most beautiful rainforests that I think are you know, like these ancient mossy trees and like, you know, really high fantasy stuff. And so this is kind of what the vibe we're going for the Northern Land. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to try and sort of reference a little bit. Gila is really nice to go to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think Ireland's beautiful. I'd love to go there in person at one point. Too late to add Corpa has a vibe for the character. This is me. Please ignore this message. Damn it. Too late. Fuck Timmy, read a hint. Exactly, man. Timmy knows what he did, and that's why... Timmy got kicked out from the D&D table, and Timmy should know exactly what the fuck Timmy did. All right. So, because we have to do some world building today, otherwise Steph is going to unsubscribe. We have to talk about world building before we're doing some art. So, we went the rabbits live in a gigantic peat bog. No, they live in trees in the rainforest. But if you want to have rabbit folk that live in a giant peat bog elsewhere in Teleria, I am fully down for that. I am down for a culture of peat bog dwelling rabbit folk that just make Highland whiskey all fucking day long. That's all they do, man. That whatever our rabbit folk whiskey is, the most sought after whiskey. You know, they live on a small isle off the coast of the main important Corpa MTX island land, whatever. Yeah, we could do that. Can I go to this new place? Blaze, you can invent it if you want. Tampa Rainforest, beautiful. Yeah, they're incredible, man. The rainforest up there, damn. Yeah, Ireland has some pretty crazy shit, man. Apparently, temperate rainforest equals best rainforest. Temperate rainforest is decent rainforest because temperate rainforest doesn't have human-sized insects. All right, I ain't ever going to the Amazon. You could not pay me to go to South America. All right, I seen the shit y'all have there. Australia, Brazil, nope, not doing it. All right. If there's an insect bigger than my thumb, I ain't going there, bro. All right, Maui's fine. There ain't insects in Maui. Y'all think there is? Oh, Evan, it's warm, it's tropical. No, they killed that shit. They eliminated all that stuff. You go out, there's like geckos everywhere, man. There's like geckos and chickens and like surfers. That's all you have to worry about in Maui. Okay, Maui's beautiful. All right, but I ain't going somewhere warm that has Japan's even a look, man. I don't go too far out in the countryside in Japan. All right, we went to the ryokan up in Kinosaki. We met our roommate in the ryokan, Centipede-san. He was very gracious, good host. Left us alone, came in to check up on us and said, Centipede-san said, hey, are you good, Evan? I got out of the shower and Centipede-san was like, what's up, bro? You need a towel? And I'm like, thanks, I got one. He was like, all right, man. I never saw him again. So, cool dude, but reminded me why I don't live in Japan. The more animalistic appearances related to being closer to the wild deities, does that apply to other races too? It does. So it actually, Leisoji, it applies to the Sun Elves. It does. So for all the Anther races in Eldara, yeah, it applies to that. It also applies to the other elves. So if you have a lineage of wood elves that are very close, that came from the proto elves, right? That are very close to, like some sort of power, like font of pure nature magic, they will over time begin to grow flowers in their hair and take on mossy colors in their hair, and sort of like their skin will sort of turn pale shades of greens and browns and yellows, and their skin will begin to sort of form a bark-like texture on sort of the protective parts or whatnot. And they will eventually, over generations and generations and generations of being in close proximity to this, they will begin to turn into treants. They will have children that are more and more close to a treant every single generation until they just have treants. So you think about that, and you think about proto-elves that are close to our wild gods in proximity. Somebody who's a dragon folk who is farther away from the draconic magics, which are still elusive as to how they work. It's not just proximity to a dragon, it's proximity to powerful draconic magics. They will gain the boons and benefits of the dragon first. The horns, the wings, the tail, the claws, and they'll become more hunched over, and scales will grow over their body, and their features will elongate and become more lizard-like. And as they the generations are longer spent, they'll become draconoid and look like sort of more like your classic dragonborn from D&D, but with wings and tails and maybe like different sort of proportions to make them more look like they are accessible to 4 legs, instead of just walking on 2. And then they eventually become basically just small dragons, after generations and generations and generations of time close to proximity to this. So that's why Teleria is all fairly muted for 2 reasons, actually. The Telerian versions of all these different races and anthros and whatever are intentionally because the story has Teleria further away from those origins. And the reason why, Evan, are there no dragon folk in Teleria that look like they are like 75% down the way, right? Why are there no Nyathar that basically look like tabaxis or whatever? Why are there none of those examples in Teleria? And that's something that's kind of a story payoff. The reason and the answer to that's kind of a story question, but there is an important lore reason as to why they're all sort of somewhat close to the more humanoid aspects. And they're becoming more humanoid with each generation, actually. It's kind of an interesting thing that people would find early on in their discovery phase for this kind of question, is that they're losing their ancestral qualities every single generation, just a little bit. It's not maybe that noticeable, but over 5-10 generations, you might notice the little bit less pronounced horns or shorter tails or less strong wings among the dragon folk or whatever. and the other reason is for accessibility, because I find that people who are creating characters in fantasy, usually the average fantasy nerd relates a whole lot more to a more humanoid version of their character. So it's about accessibility too. Teleria is supposed to be a place that feels like a traditional fantasy world that you can come into, and it's not too weird. It's cool, hopefully, but it's not so weird that you have to really suspend yourself as to what you expect in fantasy. Teleria is supposed to feel like traditional fantasy with a lot of traditional fantasy elements, just done really well, hopefully. And I find that if you have, it's like you take 1,000 people who are sort of fantasy adjacent and you show them Final Fantasy Mikote and you say you can be this cat folk, or that you show them Tabaxi and you can say you can be this cat folk. I think the vast majority of them are going to choose that. If you ask like 100 people who are fantasy adjacent, which one would you rather be between these two options here? I think you're going to have 90% or more choosing the more humanoid one, because it's more accessible to the players. And so Teleria is all about accessibility. It's about people being able to come into Teleria, relate to it very easily, understand it very easily, and thus progress. It's not actually like no memes. It's not just about weeb shit. Like I joke about, let's make like hot bunny boys and stuff. It's not actually a meme in some ways. It's intentionally trying to make it accessible, and there's still options and places for people that want to play those very strange, fantasy races, but this is much more accessible to the average person than I think that the Paragon are. So British Columbia has many temperate rainforests too. BC's awesome. Yeah, I love BC. BC's great to go hang out in. Man, I might do some hikes in BC this year, actually. I don't know. Ellen might travel out there. BC's like a hidden gem, especially the Okanagan, the interior mountains, is like a hidden gem in Canada that we don't talk about because we don't want Americans to figure it out. Yeah. There's a really mean joke about BC, about why we don't tell. Fuck it. I don't know why I said that. I don't want to. I actually unironically don't want. Yeah. Okay. Fuck it. There's a reason why. There's jokes the Canadians have about the Okanagan, what would happen to it if we let Americans in, and yeah, whatever. Anyway. I don't even know why I brought that up. I was just thinking out loud for a minute. A moth flew out in front of the car the other night, so big I thought it was a bird. It was bigger than my hand, and I have a fucking big hat. You got. I mean, that's adorable. All right, that's adorable. Moths are adorable. I'm talking about when you I don't know, open up your fucking coffee maker and there's like a scorpion that's just like, "What's up, man? Decaf today?" And you're like, "Whatever." He's like, "All right, I got you." That's what I'm talking about. It's like a pure-blooded proto-elf. A pure-blooded proto-elf. Isn't that an interesting question? Are there any of these proto-elves, this original Eldari elven race that was sort of created by the Eldari to have this massive propensity to take on the magical effects they're close to? Is there a pure-blooded proto-elf, and what would one look like? That's an interesting question. Humans like the bad mystery solved to try to spoil. Yeah, true. It's actually really cool, and I'd love to explore that in a campaign. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's a fun idea. I don't know. That's like all I'm trying to do is make fun ideas if people want to play it. Is there anything more you can tell us about the Duskwash Paladins? The Duskwash Paladins? They have a story, basically. The Duskwash Paladins, they were a group of... So when the fall of the Lorik Empire... if we go to our world map here, the Lorik Empire used to carry all through Stonemark and into the surrounding areas. The Lorik Empire had dominion over the Stonemark area, the northern wildlands, all the way down around the desert, the Lemashir Desert, because they said fuck deserts, all the way down into this peninsula we haven't really defined, around the Shattered Sea, or around the Relic Coast and the Red Spice Sea. This used to be the old Lorik Empire, was everything here, and they basically were centered out of the capital of Loria, right there in the Stonemark country right now. And so as they expanded out, whenever they would take new territory, in one of two ways. They'd either conquer it, or they would offer it an opportunity to join in exchange for support. So they could go into an area and they could say, hey, we're going to kill everybody here that doesn't want to be Lorik Empire. And if you do want to be Lorik Empire, then that's good. We're not going to kill you. Maybe. And they go ancient Rome on their asses. Okay. Or they dispatched people that said, you know, hey, do you want to like try and take this area or whatever, expand the empire, and if you can do it whatever way you want. And so sometimes they'd say, well, we'll do it peacefully. So we'll go to an area that doesn't have a lot of, you know, support in it or whatever, has a hard time, and we'll offer the citizens, you know, a better life and legitimately be heroes. So the Lorik Empire, the expansion of the Lorik Empire is either seen as heroes or villains, depending on who you asked. It was really dependent on who lived where. And one of the nobles, as the Shattered Sea was beginning to get, you know, as they were creeping towards the Shattered Sea, the nobles became more interested in the Shattered Sea as a business opportunity, as having islands join the Lorik Empire. However, when the Lorik Empire collapsed, when it fell, when the War of Ashes is the event that creates the War of Ashes was some sort of calamity that the players never really got to discover, but it's actually a really big lore point. But there was something that happened, basically, centered around this area of the world that was a big fucking problem for everybody in the world. Everybody had a problem with this, but of course the Lorik Empire were the ones that took the biggest hit from it, and they eventually were so diminished and so weakened that the Lorik Emperor, decided to say, you know what, I'm going to take all my resources, all the armies that we have in the empire, and all of our treasures, and I'm going to get the fuck out of here. So they went somewhere north. They went somewhere north into the northern wildlands because this was basically all on fire. And then what happened is when they left, all the local regional governors and nobles and people that basically were like, you know, imperials that were just had their imperial support leave them, just gone. We're like, oh, so now we're left on our own. The official imperial army is gone. I guess we're fucked. We got to figure out what to do. Because the empire thought like, well, we'll start a new life up here, whatever, screw the empire. But the nobility of Stonemark actually came together and they formed a coalition, and they were survivors, man. They somehow won the war against whatever this invading threat was from abroad. And so they established Stonemark. They're like, all right, we are now the free peoples of Stonemark. Like, we own this shit now. We don't need an empire to bring us together. We are strong people that can come together in times of need and defend each other, not because we have an imperial commonality, but because we are neighbors, and that's what you do with people that, you know, you're close to. Survive, you know, monkey strong together instead of stick break weak. So they came together. They basically said, well, we are now the nobility, the regency of Stonemark, and screw the empire. We don't need them. So they basically won the war. And then the emperor said, kind of like peeked around the corner, was like, oh, the fire's out? Oh, thanks for keeping the empire safe while I was gone. Yeah, I had to go up north and deal with some stuff. So thanks for doing that. The emperor tried to come back and say like, okay, let's resume empiring. And everybody was like, no, fuck you. Like, you're done. And that was known as the War of the Ashes, where basically it's called that because famously in one of the addresses the emperor's daughter had to the nobility of Stonemark, because she said, there's only two options here. We will either reclaim our empire or we will leave everything in ashes. You know, like, we will reclaim our empire one way or another. Either the empire of Stonemark or an empire of ashes. We don't care. We will burn everything down if we have to, but we will own this land. They lost. The new empress, they lost the war. The nobility of Stonemark sort of reformed. And so in that time when there was a collapse, there was sort of a questioning, like, oh, do we like return to loyalty to the empire or not? So there's lots of noble families from places like Tempest Crown and the capital of Loria and Dawn's Arch and whatever, that were kind of like, should we be Imperials again? Are we going to lose this war? And some of them fled. Some of them were like, you know what? Maybe I should just get the fuck out. It doesn't matter who wins because I'm gone. And some of those nobles were the Cervantes family. The Melmark de Cervantes was the name of the noble who basically took all of his treasure, took all of his important stuff, and went to an island in the Shattered Sea, somewhere in the Shattered Sea, and basically bought the island and said, we're going to start. He took like a lot of his peasantry with him, a lot of all of his knights. He had a very powerful group of paladins that were sworn to protect the family. Because paladin orders can form in a couple of different ways. Some paladin orders can form under service of a noble, right? Like the Growlhammer paladins in Briar Pass do not serve a nobility. They are in service or in good relationships with the Queen of Stonemark, but they do not directly serve her, whereas the Blood Knights in New Loria directly serve the very obviously evil, still loyalist Imperial family in New Loria. And that's a whole problem. So these paladins served this first at least gets past Fireball and set her dress on fire instead. She did a lot of things. She was notoriously one of the worst humans to ever exist. So yeah, probably. And so Cervantes took the paladins that were his family's, ancient guard. He took a lot of his peasants and his treasures and wealth with him, and he's like, I will now preside over this island, and I shall start the nobility of the Cervantes family once more. And he did it really poorly. So it turns out that when you're a noble, that's basically only an imperial puppet, and you're a fat bureaucrat that doesn't actually know how to be a leader, but you're given resources and stuff to keep the kind of like keep face and the peace in the empire for your region. You don't actually know how to run your region. So the Duke found that out very quickly and quickly ran through all of the coffers, all of their funds. They built towns and this and that, and they had extravagant vineyards and statues and art and a massive citadel palace made for the Melmark or for the Cervantes family. And Duke Melmark said, "Okay, well, if we are losing money, then we shall mine from our island. And if you all peasants, you can't figure out how to make money, then I'll mine from the island, and I'm going to sink this island lower." The peasants are like, "If you do that, then we won't be able to grow crops anymore." And he's like, then better think of some way to, make money. And they're like, that's stupid because you're screwing yourself over too. But it happened anyway. And so the Melmark began to mine from the island and mine from the island itself, thus sinking it, selling the sky shards, sinking it lower and lower and lower until kind of he like went mad basically and sank the island. So it was like half of it was sunken into the abyssal layer. And islands that are touching the abyssal layer will sometimes have ravenous hordes of these abyssal eldritch monstrosities come up from the abyssal layer and, try and do eldritch horror things. And so the paladins that were in service of the Melmark family, they still swore to protect everyone. They protected the villages, they protected the family, they protected the palace until the Duke died, and the end of his heirs were like, fuck this shit, I'm out, man. They left. They're like, I don't want anything to do with this. They fucking left because they realized their father had sunk their entire family, their lineage, and they were gone. And yet the Duskwatch remained, and they were named something before that, but they served as they said they had a holy oath, a bond to the dukedom of Cervantes, that they would protect the people and the island. And no one knows why. They think that they are just noble paladins that have this divine charge. In truth and actuality, the paladins never served the Cervantes family. They were an order that was established by the emperor, the emperors of emperors ago, to watch over a very, very powerful relic, an extremely powerful relic that the emperor basically said all these generations ago, this can't be in the capital. This needs to be away from us for some reason. No one really knows why. So I'm going to dispatch it to one of our like periphery sort of like, nobilities, someone who's too stupid to know what this is. And Cervantes family, oh boy, were they dumb. They were just bureaucratic, fat cats basically that just enjoyed being nobles. And they're like, hey, this is important. You need to watch out. You need to watch this treasure for us. And the Cervantes family is like, what an honor. So the Cervantes took the treasure with them. And this order of paladins, though, was established by the emperor to say, okay, this idiot's going to own the treasure. You all need to protect it. And the paladins said, okay. And so that they've never served the Cervantes family. They never served Duke Melmark. They only ever protected the treasure. And if the treasure went to the Shattered Sea, they went to the Shattered Sea too. That treasure is still on that island. And the paladins reformed into a new order known as the Duskwatch, where they were no longer under the Cervantes family banner, but it was their sworn charge to protect the island for whatever noble purposes they have. So now they are sort of a dark order of kind of gothic paladins, because here's the thing, man. Being in proximity to the abyss does things to you. It does things to you physically as you consume abyssal fish and things like that, but it more importantly does things to the mind. And a person that spends too long you know, gazing into the abyss might start to see some monsters. So that's the Duskwatch. We'd love to see the peninsula at some point in time have the greatest port in the world. After all, that's true. They need to have a great port city. Local governors keep the systems aligned. Unfortunately, they'll try it. But question: where would a wizard, urban bounty hunter settle in down your world? Sounds like a job for Grand Crest, to be honest, Blacksmith. Let's play campaign set during that time. That'd be cool, actually. Yeah. The princess girl at least cast fireball. Okay, I got that. How much is it okay to subjectively dislike an objectively good narrative? I think you. I think you can. I think you can subjectively dislike something all you want. What do you mean? I think there's no limit to how much you're allowed to dislike something. Cluster. When will WoW YouTubers react to Eldara rants? That'd be sick. If I could like Belial telling the player base for Eldara the game is dead, that'd be sick one day. I think if the reason why the relic has to be so secretly protective is because the radioactive and magic can't heal the damage it inflicts. I have a loose story of why the relic is so important, but the problem is that connects to a very important plot line that I don't ever want to spoil on stream. Like, there has to be some story points that are payoffs for playing the game and playing through the story. And there are certain things, there's a certain sort of area that I will not touch on stream and even allude to what's going on, because I want it to be something that players can discover as they play through the Realms of Eldara campaign that I'm writing. And so that relic is connected to that sort of a very big story, but I don't really want to get into it. So, huge power vacuum and large treasure sitting on a sinking island guarded by paladins. It sounds like a dragon attack waiting to happen. Well, that's the thing. Also, they know that if the treasure sinks into the abyss, that's really fucking bad. So they also protect the island from pirates that want to mine the island out and sink the island into the abyss fully. But they also view the treasure being at an island half sunk into the abyss with a dying population, decaying land of misery and death as a great place to hide something. So that's kind of why they do it as well. That's why they stay there. That's why they like rebranded their order to be the Duskwatch. Like pure Proto Elves would be similar to Astral Elves, right? With a propensity for absorbing magic. It would make sense for them to be linked to primordial source of magic, which I believe is Astral, is it not? You're on the right track, Tardo. You're on the right track. Can we get Novel to narrate that? I can just do a novel impression for the time. Hello, everyone. The Astral Elves. They came to this world for long, long sleep. And as they've awoken on the Isles of the Dragonlands... Dragonflight. Ah, fuck. I went World of Warcraft in. Damn it, Thor. Can you get novelly just a little bit and you end up talking about World of Warcraft? God damn it. Sometimes the best secrets need to be discovered in person. Yeah, it's something I used to think that was not like... Because sometimes I'd get like flack for it on stream. People would be like, well, what's the mystery, Evan? And I'm like, oh, that's a mystery. You're supposed to like find out later. And they're like, well, I don't want... That's like not satisfying. That sucks, man. You're just like, you're just like playing, pretending that you know what's going on with everybody. It's like... So I used to feel like I have to describe everything on stream. But then, like, I kind of thought, like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, most people are cool with me being like, this is a mystery that you're supposed to solve through the story. And most people that I talked to in chat were like, cool, understandable. That's awesome. It's only the very rare exception of somebody who's usually probably new to the stream that's just like, I need to know. If you aren't willing to tell us, fuck you, man. It's awful. And it's like, I don't know, man. I got more... You guys gave me more confidence to not feel like I have to, like, frantically explain everything, you know? So I do appreciate that. Duskwatch is a fight David. If one of them took their item and just jumped in the darkness. Yeah, I mean, like, so the Duskwatch even have a theme. Like if you guys didn't know, the Duskwatch Paladins have a theme that Dashto actually wrote for them. Dashto made music for the Duskwatch. He made a theme for the Duskwatch Paladins, the music of Eldara. This is the music he wrote for their order. Ooh. Use the new mix? What new mix? Oh shit. Dark harpsichords, an ancient imperial palace full of sculptures of heroic figures and paintings and art and tapestry. Once full of music and vapid nobility, talking about the business of being a rich imperial. Now, the Duskwatch, the halls of the old Cervantes Palace, is dark and full of terrors. The shadows creep round the corners, the ancient chandeliers covered in rags The tables once sat at for grand meals are now used for planning the assaults and defending against the abyssal monstrosities as the dark paladins smoke their pipes in secrecy, as their light never penetrates the large cloud veil that surrounds this island. They keep everything in darkness as to keep their eyes sharp for what lingers below. They walk across their fields of dead grass and former vineyards, patrolling, waiting for the small creatures to pull up through the ground. He actually wrote a theme for this, man. Check that shit out, man. Dasho actually wrote this entire piece of music for the Duskwatch. Isn't it sick? It's totally that dark vibe of like a former, you know, noble palace now used as a haunting castle for a secretive order of paladins. That's chill stuff. There it is, man. The Duskwatch by Dashto. Yeah, dude. He made that for me. He made that for Eldara because he believes in the project. So yeah, man. He's awesome. He actually made music for stuff in the world. So okay, I'll be right back real quick. I'm gonna quickly go grab new water. When I get back, we need to talk about our rabbit folk and our rainforests and stuff. So while I'm gone, good examples of rabbit folk. I need everyone to think about good examples of rabbit folk in fiction. Because right now we only have Redwall, Haragon, and Vieira. So, okay, BB. All right, we back. Back. They returned. It's time. It's time. Yo, did we get a new release of Dash Toe music while I was gone? Maybe? Maybe? No? No updates? Ah, whatever, man. We tried.
8 months of awesome.
Dude,
Always glad
yo.
to be a part of the Dragon's Claim.
Bro, Darren, thank you for the 8 months of being a guild member, my friend. That's a long time to forget to cancel your sub, so holy shit, dude. Seriously, thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you. That's incredible, dude. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, DC, for the 2 bits. Going to bed, take my last 2 Twitch fun bucks. Don't spend it all in one place. Night, everyone. Let's see. What do we do with DC's 2 bits? Do we buy hot snake and sword earrings? Do we... Yeah, wait. Do we go... What do you think? Do we go full e-boy now? Actually, my fucking ear hurts so much, dude. Is this supposed to hurt this much the day after a piercing? I thought it was supposed to, like, not hurt too much. Oh, well. Soon. Soon, alright? Soon. I try to keep my headset on for a little while. Alright. Alright, it's time. So, we talked about the... Why did I spend so long on the Dusk Watch? I'm sorry about that. I just want to talk about it. I think Atari asked for it, so... day after was horrible for me too, really? Okay, but Blaze, that's not an ear piercing. You got your... Oh, never mind. Never mind. Can't talk about that on stream. Okay. So, Worm Sketches. So, we've talked about the... Talk about the general vibe of our Rabbit Folk. Now, are there other options here? Other places we can get some inspiration for our Rabbit Folk? Because basically I'm thinking of making them like a subtle Celtic reference, tree house living, rainforest dwelling rabbit kid. I want to avoid the, maybe the, not the trope, but just the obvious solution of having our rabbits live in burrows. I don't know why. I just want to do something different. Should I do landscape or gesture for February so far? 1 vote for landscape. You did a lot of hands, so I think I'd vote for gesture because you're just trying to do, like, also Thorkin, don't forget that your gesture, when you're doing gesture drawing, okay, you are enhancing your abilities by increasing your sort of like anatomical knowledge, you know? But as you do gesture drawings, your hands can become more interesting and intricate. Through gesture, because you understand more about hand anatomy, and you can bring your hand gestures into whatever gesture drawing you're doing. You know? So I'd say keep on like build on the skill and try it out.
How about instead of living in burrows, they live in hobbit homes, Ivan Bulkrum?
So what if we take hobbit homes, which are basically Texas-style bunkers, okay, with your little hobbit door. Oh, no, wait, there's not 2 doors. It's just one little... Yeah, you take a little hobbit door. And instead of putting it under the ground with, like, some little... You have little, you know, some steps, and maybe a tree, and a little bucket, right? Instead of doing that, what if we took the hobbit homes and we put roofs on them, and we put them off the ground and in a big tree. And instead of circle doors, we did everything diamond shaped. Yeah, what if... And then, yeah, and then what if... Okay, cool. Give us some little windows, you know? Maybe a little chimney. So what if we did that form of a hobbit home? Let's yeah, what do you think? Youngster, Buddy Maiden, Buster, Baxter. Alright, not that kind of buddy folk. We agree rabbit folk are small like hobbits. The rabbit folk are gonna be fucking gigantic. Alright? Like, gigantic. Tall as all shit. Like, average rabbit folk without the ears, 6'8". With ears, 7'8". Alright? Full on, like, 8 foot tall, hot rabbit e-boys. You've already said Vera, but Feel Vera are the small Vera. Wait, are they? What is that? Small sub-branch of Vera that have blonde hair, shorter ears than the other Vera. Feel are the descendants of the Aegil leader Fiolanthos, who fell in love with a full-bodied Vera, giving birth to the race that carries his name. Wait, what? Really? Well, this is a whole new realm that we haven't entered yet, Ashy. This is a possible new generation of fan art. This is some Final Fantasy Tactics shit here. Holy shit. We have to have different rabbit folk in different parts of the world. What if also our Nyathar, instead of having, like, you know, Nyathar-alities that Nyathar have, what if there was also sort of a variant of Nyathar that were basically Nordic Nyathar fucking Valkyries? And they're all gigantic and muscular. And on Twitter are going to be requested to crush people's heads between their thighs. But we're not going to worry about how Twitter receives these ideas yet. Okay, all right, yeah, good note-taking, Thorkin. Can't escape it no matter how he tries. Look, we're trying, all right? We're trying. Pretty big trees to hold their houses. They could have arguments with the size of their trees. They could. And I think that's actually something that I do want to do. I wanted to have entire cities. So I wanted our rabbit folk to have some kind of, like, and this is now when we start world building and concept art. And there's a thing for big women question mark. Evan has been on Twitter before, so also you are where Ella's like 6'1", right? That's why in art school I got like actually questioned a lot about how, like, they're like, geez, Evan, for all your characters, they're all like tall, man. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying to do heroic proportion. Like, I want to do heroic sort of whatevers. And they're like, yeah, but like, why do all your women have to be like super tall? And I'm like thinking in my head, like, the only person that I asked to do reference photos for me is like 6'1". You make a good point. You make a fair point, but not a good point. But yeah, I used to get criticized for that. I remember one of the girls in my class said something about, like, how she's like, women don't actually have this kind of proportions, Evan. And I like, and I literally, I'm not even, no cap, I literally traced Ella for that. I didn't even try and copy it. We got projects to do, man. I had to get this done in one night. I got Ella to pose the way I wanted her to pose, like holding a spear. I think it was a character like holding a spear, like fighting something. And so it was like, basically it was like big, you know, cliff, character holding a spear. Because I think it was like a study on like mythological whatever. And then a giant, I did a giant, like, you know, Warcraft style dragon, blue eyes white, who asked, coming out and like roaring and shit. And so I literally took a photo of Ella and I literally just traced her and then drew armor over top of her. I didn't want to say that because obviously that would give me a failing grade in art school, as you should never trace things, you know, for proportions. You should learn how to draw yourself, identify it, redo it, whatever. But when you're in art school and you're not very good at it and you need a passing grade, you trace all that shit, bro. I'm not even gonna, like, yeah, you're hurting yourself in the long run, but dude, when you got projects to do, and I remember it was that one that this girl who I remember very unfondly, who didn't like me, she really hated me. She looked for any reason to try and talk shit. Was just like, she's like, girls don't have that proportions, Evan. You can't like design all your women to be like tall and whatever, this and that. And I was like thinking, I literally traced Ella for this bitch. What are you talking about? Holy shit. Girls have the proportions women do. Yeah, I don't know. What a temperate rainforest had trees the size of those tropical rainforests, but with the looks and sturdiness of those in temperates. So I want the forest. Okay, so what we had sort of thought about for some lore here is that our rabbit folk have a sort of a bonus to selecting druids. That there's a culture of being very in tune with nature amongst them. And one thing that they do really well is grow shit. So they will pick like a tree and they'll basically cast nature magic on it and have it grow to like eclipse that like if you have a mountainside tree line and you got all these trees and whatever, you might have one tree sticking out that's like gigantic with like a city of, you know, potentially thousands of people with little houses built into the side of the tree. And so you'd have these giant rabbit cities in the form of these massive trees. And so an individual rabbit like folk home, they might increase the size of a tree by like 4 times or whatever, make it a huge tree, bro, to like support their tree house and all that shit. But cities, they you know, completely nuke these trees to be massive in size, like entire cities. That is actually the lore description for what Fander's Rest is. So Falinar's Rest is. Falinar's Rest is a giant tree that I put on a map because I thought it was cool. It was cool to have your players ask questions. They're like, what's the tree, Evan? I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe you should go find out. They're like, I gotta know what's in the tree, bro. Let's go to the tree, guys. Which I love putting shit on the map that you don't know what the story is, but you just put something cool on the map and then a story comes from it. Falinar's Rest was actually grown with this magic. With the same magic that our rabbit folk use. So probably by a rabbit folk. So we're going to show an example of like a rat. We're going to do a quick concept sketch of one of our rabbit folk homes. You're not wrong. Ella's no mere woman after all. Yeah, that's true. She's no mere mortal. You guys saw recently all the characters had the same kind of eyes, like some weird inbreeding experiment. I mean, what Wonbuki was the style like anime or something like that? Because that happens all the time in like cartoony styles. Catgirl Valkyrie is not a complete myth. Catwoman Valk? Okay, relax. Jesus Christ. Alright, calm down, Avison. Alright. Goddess Ella is canon. Pass it on. Okay, relax. Relax, chill. Ella's story is only now wrapped up. We can only now canonize her as a goddess. Because she only now has achieved the ending of her story. She's at Journey's End. Because Dashjo and the rest of my players in that game didn't want to play anymore, so I had to figure out something to end the story really quick. So, I'm kidding. Relax. They wanted to play. They just couldn't. It's not their fault. Relax, man. Holy shit. Everybody's all mad, man. Madge? That's fair. Small plant buns make tree big. Understand this is wonderful. Okay, there it is. Yeah.
We bring up giant sexy women and suddenly the chat is full of swords, diamonds, and firsts. Curious. Kappa.
Okay, dude. Okay, yeah, we just need to have the mods and the VIPs fucking relax, just chill. Everybody just go back to your fucking games. All right, look, I know Ashy needs a new gacha game after Love Live was suspended. You know, like, or service was suspended. Like, I get it. We all need a new game to play, but let's just calm down, bro. Let's do some design here. Okay. I realized it was a little too angular to work out. Woman good. Mods, feel free to pin that. Yeah, okay. Nodders? Jesus Christ. What do you mean pin it? I'm screenshotting that and posting it in your Discord. Soon, Ashy, everyone will know that you're actually degenerate. You play your mermaid deck for ulterior motives. They'll know. What nodders? Relax, guy. Holy shit. What is this mod squad, man? Ed Dash, though. Dasher gets all the privileges of being able to be part of the mod squad without any of the work, but also doesn't get free dice because of it, so. Pretty good deal for me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. Alright, giant tree. Our trees need to look fluffy enough, okay? I decided I'm gonna start reviewing clips at the end of the stream. A streamer I really enjoy watching does that, and I was like, oh, it's fun, dude. It's like people miss shit, you know? They can kind of catch up on what happened earlier in the stream. And enough people take clips so that you can actually do it. I'm really afraid to look at the clips for today. Like, I'm actually afraid to look at the stream clips. I don't know why. I just have this fear in the deep depths of my heart over it. Dasho may not have a sword, but definitely the mod squad. Well, too bad he's a filthy fucking VIP. Yeah, we see the VOD of this one. Oh god, Blaze, you can feel free to skip this upload onto YouTube if you want. Yeah, you can just go ahead if you want to just forget to upload this VOD. Have you been uploading them actually every single day, Blaze? Because I appreciate it. I haven't been checking, and I should have been checking just so I could make sure that it gets done if you forget to do it or whatever. But I appreciate it, honestly. Somebody actually sent me a message and said, hey man, I'm catching the VODs on YouTube. Thanks for uploading them. And I was like, don't thank me. Thank Blaze. Thanks, man. Thanks for putting in the work. Alright, basic tree shape almost done. And then we'll put treehouse on it. I think we might need to elevate this entire thing up a little bit. Actually, yeah, okay, hold up. We're gonna do something. We're gonna just give it a little zoop. Yeah, we're just gonna give it a little old mock up there. Okay. So now that we have a big old tree-ish. Envision this either in the middle of a field or the middle of our rainforest, sort of a little clearing. Maybe we'll do a little farm around it. This is your like average non-city based home or whatever. In the mod squad, but do not have the seat on the mod council. Yeah, we've allowed him to be in the squad. But we do not grant him the rank of mod master. So. You're doing an amazing job at uploading them. The only thing that'll make things even smoother is if he has editor access on YouTube. How do I do that? Yeah, how do I make somebody, you know what? I'll figure it out later. I can make y'all editors on YouTube. Why does that help? Like, what do you need to do on YouTube once it's uploaded, right? Okay, YouTube Studio settings? What the fuck do you need to do in YouTube Studio settings? What's there? What reason is there to go into YouTube Studio settings for a stream VOD? There's no like thumbnailing or anything that you need to do, right? All right, let's try this. I want to think about like different shape patterns that would become culturally sort of like beloved amongst the various races of Eldara. And I think that culturally our rabbit folk might enjoy diamonds. Why? Because we haven't done diamonds yet. Do the mod pod? What? What's up, Thoughts and Tales? Gives us a goof on uploading. We can change it back ourselves. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. So like very wispy shapes. Cross beams, let's try. Let's do like let's do curves. Curved roofs, curved beams. Let's just say they enjoy curves in their architecture and their design. Let's just try that out. Give them like I don't know how they'd curve all their like wood paneling, but let's fuck it. We'll do it. It'll look cool. I think maybe next month for Patreon I might do a ink sketch of these buildings for everyone on Patreon. So that'd be cool to do a whole bunch of like ink sketches of these. Gals on the side are like bunny ears. Look, we're not gonna make it too hard over it, right? Enjoy the rest of your night, Bizzo. Thank you for hanging out and stream. Have a good rest. I will catch you later. And yeah. See ya, Bizzo. Damn, man, Bizzo's gone. We can actually start talking about degenerate shit now. I don't have to impress Bizzo anymore. And let's also do... Okay, let's also do something else. Let's have it be kind of like somewhat asymmetrical in its design, which is weird to say after doing all this symmetric design. Do like maybe another little add-on, because the thing is the houses need to feel like they are built somewhat into the shape of the tree in a lot of ways. Cool if they had little garden terrace type thingies. Built into the side of the trees, you know? Little props and stuff. And let's do a little section of the home here. Kill this real quick. And give it a little window. Big window, actually. Fuck it. This cross beams again. Even with curves. Kind of building that into the actual tree. Yeah, man, I like that. And what else could they have there? What else? Like some kind of gate at the bottom? You would snake up through the whole thing? That's actually right. They probably should, anyway. Maybe a good time to let them know that I'm just going to keep sleeping to the stream. God damn it. Alright, fuck. No degeneracy. They have yard fence? That's a good idea, actually. Do a little fence around the base of the tree or whatever. Birds nests and squirrels and stuff. Yeah, actually. They probably have a pretty good connection with the other things that live in the tree, right? Like woodland critters and birds and all that kind of stuff, you know? Some kind of patio. Steps that are built down the side of the tree. And maybe a little terrace down here. There's something on it, I don't know what. Some kind of a garden. Carrots. Kind of a little farm or whatever. And then little, you know, little garden farm type thing. Patch of land or two down below. Questions: what would these cities look like in large, you know, clusters of homes built onto one tree? What's up, Wolf? Good to see you. I'm chilling, dude. I'm chilling, Wolf. What's going on? Once it was broken, the inhabitants are trying to get it fixed, but can't find the time and resources. Yeah, they don't really want to. They don't really want to just take wood from the tree or whatever. Yeah, that's a whole vibe right there. I'm not gonna lie. They might have like I don't know, some sort of very large rope swing hanging. Yeah, a little gate. More of a formality, really. Maybe a fence that goes up the side of it or something like that. Old rabbit well. Wonder how much stone they'd use, like how adept they'd be at stonemasonry. Now that's an interesting thought. Refine our planes a little bit. Oh yeah, this is an ink sketch waiting to happen. Not gonna lie. Wolf, we are making the rabbit folk. That's right. We spent a lot of time, Wolf, thinking about what was necessary factors in rabbit folk and what exactly are the key features of what people like about rabbit folk in D&D. And most importantly, fantasy. Right? Because clearly D&D got rabbit folk wrong. All right? This was D&D's interpretation of rabbit folk, and this is Final Fantasy. This is Square Enix's. So clearly, and we did a vote on it, universally, 90%, 80, I think it was 89%, agreed that D&D got rabbit folk wrong. So, hey, you know, look, we're trying our best here. We might do actually a character concept tomorrow. Yeah, more rabbit folk pinboard, that would be fucking sick, actually. Yeah. Also, any sort of tree house, like conjurations or ancient, you know, Irish rainforests. There's a lot we could go with, Wolf, but I know you're busy. I know you've been recovering, so, you know, you don't gotta do anything if you're don't feel obligated, I guess, you know. I appreciate anything you do end up doing, but I want you to recover and be healthy and happy, and don't worry about a single thing other than that. That's all I would like, honestly. Subterranean houses as well. I think we're going with the rabbit folk living in trees, to be honest. We tried with the burrow dens, but I think I like the vibe more of the trees. I think we settled on that. Okay. Yeah, we're getting there for our first little concept sketch of our rabbit folk. Or a home they might live in, maybe. We'll try and get this done before the end of the stream, because today has to be a bit of a shorter stream. So I really want to get this and a couple of things done before the end. Hobbit style didn't stick. Yeah, I mean, look, Hobbit did stick. What we did is we just raised the Hobbit house out of the ground and then put it in a tree, but it's still a Hobbit hole as from inspiration. So the chart went earlier, which got deleted. So yeah, my bad. I'm trying to come up with a personality for the tree. Wait, the trees have personalities? Oh. A particularly grumpy tree. I feel like most trees would be pretty grumpy, right? I think trees are grumpy. Then again, I just like grumpy things. Maybe. My goal when I was swimming when I was in Hawaii last year was to find a particularly grumpy looking eel, and I did. I found a particularly grumpy looking eel. And a grumpy crab. And a grumpy tiger shark, but that was a monka. Ella found the grumpy tiger shark. Some more humanoid rabbits, right? Not rabbits who are standing on their hind legs. Yeah, way more in the humanoid sense. These are all elves that are just very much vibing with nature. They're just wood elves that became way too invested. The Ents are peaceful. No, I mean, the Ents could be peaceful. Like, the thing is, like, trees generally, regardless of their mood, don't do a whole lot. So, Like, your tree is the ends are kind of like your average Reddit commenter. Like, they're all bark, but they don't actually do anything. Okay, the bark wasn't a pun. That wasn't a pun. The bark wasn't supposed to be a pun. It was supposed to be a reference to all bark, no bite. The bark had nothing to do with a fucking bark pun because of his trees, all right? Holy shit, I've sunken so low, man. I did not mean it as a pun. What do you mean, dude? Yeah, come on. You made the pun except... No, I didn't pun. Damn it. Come on. Can't you give me, like, a pass? Like a one-time pun pass? I'm at VIP status? That's the meanest thing anyone's ever said to me in my chat. That I'm at the same status as VIPs in my stream? Oh, no, dude. I mean, look, true, but... so are folk tall, like Final Fantasy, or generally smaller, like Hobbits and Gnomes? I think probably fairly tall. Listen, Rob, we decided what are the main factors of our rabbits. We're going to have them all have gigantic fucking jumping hind leg thighs. And, of course, we referenced artist Hyung Tae Kim for this. Because, look, someone has to keep on the tradition of Korean MMOs after Lost Ark kills itself on microtransactions. So, I got them, bro. Yeah, I got them. Okay. I want to talk about some, like, more, rather than the physical properties of them today, more of the culture things. Oh, shit. All right. Photoshop froze. Thanks, Photoshop. Appreciate it. Okay. Closing all this. God damn it. Hold up. I need to go full screen while I open Photoshop. I think I was doing some studies the other day. It wasn't a pun, man. Come on. It wasn't supposed to be a pun. Don't tell Sienna. Just don't tell her. Just please don't tell Sienna. Yeah, shit. Okay. Open. Okay, alright, we're back. New painting. There we go. Smash Rabbit. Relax, dude. Relax. Calm down. Rabbit folk. There's one from My Hero Academia. Might be safe to look up. What is the name, Thork? And I will look it up. Yeah, never look that kind of shit up on stream. What's the name? Hit me. I'll decide how Rabbitian. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay. Have to go to your Twitter saved images section. Nice. So, wait, this is good? Wait, what do we got here? Well, what do we got? Yes. Yes, this is good. This is the vibe we're going for, Wolf. She knows. She understands. Look, I brought up this tweet from Final Fantasy as to what I talked about Rabbit Folk. Looking respectfully at male Vieira. Looking very respectfully. Okay, look, this is the tweet that we looked up. So you got the vibe. Dashto fan art, is that Miroko? All right, let's see. My Hero Academia Miroko. My Hero Academia Miroko. Image search. Am I gonna regret this? Okay. Okay, dude. Yep. Yeah, sure. Why not? Sure. Cool. Nice. Yeah, all right. Scrolling. Oh, we were in the Dojinshi phase. Wow. That poor guy. No, Izuku, no. No, you're supposed to be a hero, not... Okay, all right. Well, I'm closing that tab forever, and, yep. Also added the tweet picture to the board. Excellent. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you for this. This is important. No one just learning about Miroko? Yeah, I think I've seen the art before. I just didn't know it was a My Hero thing. I've not really ever watched My Hero past the first, like, 10 or so episodes. I followed it just through, like, as you would, on the periphery of a general anime fan, follow memes about an anime, but I haven't really watched it. I think I'll actually be watching. I gotta have a conversation with Ashley about this soon. I think I'm gonna be forced to watch some magical girl animes with Ella. I told her that there was an anime called Yuki Yuna as a Hero, and she watched the trailer and decided we were watching it. Because apparently Yuna's a hero. Okay. Man, Japan has like a serious concept for what rabbit folk should be at. It's like, starts slow but pretty good. I just don't know if it's worth investing the time. I think about, like, you could watch one show like My Hero or whatever, or you could watch like 13 other shows. And that's the problem with shonen anime that I have, is that it's so, like, it's comfortable. It's comfortable because it's the same shit. It's the same show. It's the same bullshit you want. It's like you just want more of it. You want the characters. You want the art. You want them to overcome the challenges, the struggles, whatever. You want to see the thing develop. But it's kind of like why I don't love the Critical Role format for seasons. I wish Critical Role campaign 3 was over. They're only like 50 episodes, right? I think 40, 50 episodes is like enough for a campaign. I want some new shit. I don't need more investment with the current characters of a, long-running shonen or show or whatever, or D&D campaign. I want new adventures, new tales, new stories. I want to see an introduction of a new cast of, of PCs and whatever. 46 a week, yeah, that's a long time, I think. And maybe, I don't know how, honestly, I'm on episode like 20 something. They could be wrapping up real quick. I got to talk to somebody who's like actually a fan that watches the weekly shows to like let me know how close they are, or if they think they are, to like wrapping up. But yeah, I want a new campaign, bro. I want new campaigns. I don't want to watch 180 episodes of Critical Role for one campaign. I don't want to watch 435 episodes of one anime. That campaign 2's already done. Oh, sorry. Did I say 2? I meant 3. Yeah. Heard Campfire Cooking Another World. I think Thorkin said he was watching that. What am I watching this season? Am I watching anything? I'm watching something. I forget what. It like completely draws a blank in my brain right now. What the fuck am I watching? I'm watching a show. I don't remember. Campaign 2 ended up 141. Campaign 3's at 47. Yeah, 141. That's too much, man. That's too long. Because, like, what is that? Like, 3 years? 3 years of a campaign? I do not want a 3-year campaign. A year-long campaign. Sure. If every spring we got a new Critical Role campaign, that'd be sick, man. I'd be stoked. Because also, if you're not feeling it, you only got to wait for a year. There's some people who are like I wasn't feeling campaign 2. I didn't vibe with it the way I vibe with campaign 1 for Critical Role. And I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll catch campaign 3 when it comes out. When it comes out, like I was just waiting for a new adventure. I wasn't really feeling the campaign 2. And it was just a different vibe. It wasn't bad or anything. It wasn't objectively bad. I just wasn't feeling it, man. Wasn't my vibe. Felt too fanficky, And I like campaign 3. I like campaign 3 more than a lot of people do, I find. A lot of people that were diehard campaign 2 fans don't love campaign 3 as much. And it's definitely not campaign 1 for me, but I'm still enjoying it. They're still having fun, just chilling, doing stuff. All right, how are you feeling about this design? How are you feeling about Rabbit Folk Treehouse? Me campaign with Brendan Lee Mulligan was really great. I've heard that. I don't know. Chainsaw Man is worth it. A bit dark, but very good. Yeah, I watched some of it. I just got bored. I just got bored of Chainsaw Man. It's good. I mean, it was fine. I think it was less of a thing about Chainsaw Man, more of a thing about just my anime viewing habits at the time. I've had so little time for anything. I've really decided to try and reconnect with a lot of the things that are important to me. Like, I did something that I haven't done in a long time. I took Sunday off. I actually took a full day off where I wasn't allowed to, like, do much work or whatever. And I spent it with Ella, and it was nice. And I was like, I realized that there's a part of me that I sort of disconnected with. The part of me that I had to, like, sort of give up to put in all the hours of work to sort of become a person that I think that I'm even moderately proud of, like a mediocre version of who I want to be. I had to give so much stuff, dude. I've realized that I need to reconnect with sort of the part of me that enjoyed things like media and whatever. So, Spy Family season 2. Spy Family season 2 is coming out next week or next season, isn't it? Hell's Rabbit Hole Treehouse reminds me of Winnie the Pooh. Just imagine Carrot in the field and it's complete somehow. I mean, I get it. That's a good vibe, actually. I like that. Trying to select the toss-friendly images for Rabbit Folk. Yeah, why is it so hard to find toss-friendly images for Rabbit Folk? What is this about? Good vibes 1 started rough with 3, but invested now that I'm 35 episodes in. We're referencing previous campaign. Yeah, campaign 1 felt more archetypically D&D to me. Campaign 2 felt more like a departure or deconstruction from like traditional fantasy, which is maybe intentional. People like that shit. People love that shit way more than like traditional fantasy. And but I like traditional fantasy. I like the archetypical feel of the characters. Like, I'm also a person that in D&D, I don't think everyone needs to have a long tortured backstory to be an interesting character. The kind of characters I like to play are actually archetypical heroes and not individuals with dramatic stories, if that makes sense. You know? I found as I've grown older, I appreciate more the archetypical, like the hero archetypes or the story archetypes more. It's like playing the wise master, playing the soldier, playing I like the archetypes, you know? And you look at something like Lord of the Rings, and Lord of the Rings is a very, like, archetypical story, you know? You have the elvish prince, and you have the rugged dwarven whatever, and you have the human, you know, the returning king, and you have the son of the regent. You have like all these like archetypes for Lord of the Rings, and I think they tell really good stories for a reason. But I almost feel like I don't want to make it sound like a criticism of like modern fantasy, because it isn't really a criticism. It's just like an observation. But I find that there is a departure from these archetypes, because I think that the archetype's been done poorly for so long. And what I think, so what I think is the archetype's been done poorly for so long that I think that there has been a departure from it. But I think that people are shedding the archetypes, which isn't necessarily the best solution. It's like how to retell the story of the archetypical whatever in a more interesting way is what I would rather try and figure out than how to just shed the archetype entirely. But also maybe they're trying new shit, and you know, that's good, I guess, you know. Deconstructions. Yeah, we're getting too deep. People like their Grimdark Edgefest is undeconstructed. I mean, yeah, people like that. It's awesome. Game 3 is all over the place. The culture, the reference points are all weird, and they feel try-hard. Very few of the characters feel inspired. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there is a... It's like discard archetypes and like old concepts and storytelling at your own peril, I think. In some ways, we as humans have decided over thousands of years that we like certain stories and certain concepts, and the stories that we resonate with the most are stories that retell those concepts. It's why I think comic books do so well, and comic book movies and universes, because the comic books characters are very archetypical, right? And so you have characters like, I think Superman's actually a super interesting character. People who don't like Superman, I think I would like to level a criticism that people who don't like Superman don't understand Superman. You know, at the same time, people who don't like Batman, I don't think understand Batman in a lot of ways. And I think that a lot of times, if you can understand and appreciate a lot of superheroes and a lot of stuff, you can appreciate comic books more, and you can enjoy them more. And maybe Marvel movies are kind of like throwing that out just for the Marvel movie format or whatever. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that there are old school storytelling concepts that are old and keep coming back for a reason, you know? So it's like the whole premise of how George Lucas made Star Wars. He was telling old stories in a new and interesting way with a cool, like, Flash Gordon, sci-fi, big ships and big engines kind of thing. He was telling stories of old religions and things like that in the form of new media settings. Wait, what? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm getting a call. An important call. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Expecting news about an important thing today, so I'm gonna try placing my headphones on my ear right now and see if it hurts too much. Everyone missed me complaining about it earlier. I got my right ear pierced yesterday, so. Also, Awashi is a wait. What is that? Is a pretty good spot for anime. Apology de-waving now. Is that like her actual site, or is that like a shitty, whatever, free fucking like Manga Fox? I'm so. Wait. Oh, pretty good spot for anime. Is it available on like free or wait? I don't see it. It's not on HDive or Crunchyroll. Where do you watch it, Thorkin? Yeah, where do you watch it? Ulok for deconstruction of sports anime feels like Death Note or Code Geass in character styles to me. That's interesting. I've heard of that actually. I've been told to watch Blue Period. People have been telling me to watch Blue Period. Like some artist anime or whatever. Like the Yuri on Ice or Welcome to the Ballroom of Art. Who knows? I think that no one's ever done a real good anime about artists. Ever maybe Bakugan? Oh, it's on Crunchyroll. Oh shit, dude. Look is good, really? All right, I don't know. I haven't really been a fan of sports anime in a long time, dude. That's why Super Invincible OCs will never get old. Grimdark World, built by Super Invincible, solves any problem deconstructing Grimdark. Yeah, I mean, people want like people are. That's I think the Invincible character that people write for themselves is it's an archetype. It's them trying to be the archetypical hero, but not knowing how to write that interestingly. Because the thing is, the archetypical hero fails. The archetypical hero has to improve themselves in some way. They have to find failure and defeat to gain strength to come back. And the problem is a lot of times, a lot of characters that are like obviously self-inserts and stuff are like supposedly these characters that are super powerful and whatever, that are just able to conquer all obstacles in front of them because, you know, the person's trying to figure out, the writer's trying to figure out how to act out this like archetypical hero. That they sort of like wish they could embody without necessarily wanting to do the work for it. It's like you don't build a heroic personality by being the chosen one. You build a heroic personality by grinding it out and trying your best and figuring things out and failing and struggling. Why struggle is such a good concept in sorry, not anime, in stories. I mean anime too, I guess. Because struggle is the universal language that we all understand as being the thing that builds heroics and improves character and improves ourselves. But so much of our society and our culture and ourselves are resistant to it. We antagonize struggle and try and reduce it and mitigate it as much as possible. But we all know deep down that when we see someone struggling towards something that we're like, damn, that's honorable, that's noble. Because we know it's the only way to improve. Not just for any sports anime, but a few people have recommended I give one a watch. It kind of depends. Sports anime are good depending on... I don't know what a really good short sports anime would be. Everybody likes Haikyuu, but I don't know. It seems too long to me. Probably sports anime a lot of times goes on and on and on and on and on, you know? That's interesting, Guapo. That's an interesting take. Real heroes solve problems with hard work and never hand their trophies. It's very hard to write confidently and consistently. Yeah, it's hard, you know, but like I think that it's why you see a lot of people want to take shortcuts with their own heroic storytelling, because they're fantasizing, right? They're not telling compelling stories, they're fantasizing, which fantasizing is fun. You fantasize about being the hero or whatever and whatnot, but it doesn't make a compelling story, because at the end of the day, you sort of like disconnect from the fantasy very quickly, you know? And so when you fantasize as yourself as the invincible hero, the OP whatever, you don't really, it doesn't mean much to you, because you don't really believe in it. You're letting your mind go and walk somewhere for this like heroic fantasy for a minute, which is fun, you know, daydream away. But then when you try and tell a story that's meaningful to yourself or others, it's like, unless it seems believable or whatever, it has this sort of level of authenticity to it, it just doesn't resonate with people. It's why I think so much of Superman is like things that people don't like. Because Superman just always seems like the invincible hero or whatever. But I don't think Superman's been like that for a very long time. And I think that a lot of people have this idea of Superman as being this invincible hero that's like kind of misguided in a lot of ways. As if it's like informed by an opinion that Superman is an invincible hero. Like, I've asked people before, and I'm not a massive Superman fan. He's like one of my favorite comic book characters, but I'm not like a crazy fan. I couldn't quote things. But I asked people, I'm like, what are examples of Superman being too OP? They're like, oh yeah, Superman is no good. He just always does the right thing, and he's always does the whatever. He's always the hero, saves the day, can't, you know, no weaknesses, punches everything, does whatever he wants. I'm like, so what are some examples of that being done wrong? Like, where are some examples in the storytelling of Superman that you're like, man, that's a reason why we don't like Superman. He just defeated this villain, like, he snapped his fingers, the villain just broke in half, and whatever. And people can't point to it. And I wonder if there's a cultural concept that everyone just sort of agrees that Superman is too OP, but nobody actually reads Superman, so they have no fucking clue. They can't reference anything. Like, oh, well, when he fought Zod, and I'm like, he got his ass handed to him when he fought Zod. Oh, well, what about this issue where he's seen punching this guy? It's like, okay, where are some actual times when Superman didn't have to challenge or to struggle to overcome something? Oh, well, he beat the shit out of Batman this one time, and this, it's like, okay. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is like, it's like, all right, Evan, you didn't read like DC in the early 2000s. It's like, okay, fair. You know, maybe New 52 Superman was better and whatever, but I think that Superman a lot of times does have struggle and does have that kind of heroic journey in a lot of ways, and that strife. Definitely, I think a good example for that of maybe Supergirl or Superman done right is Supergirl, who has a lot of the same powers, but not to sort of the same level. But these are all like, I use comic books as references for good examples of archetypical heroes being done archetypically. Serious opinion, I agree for an art school anime, but I think Blue Period is decent, but I don't think it's quite hits the full mark for me. 8 out of 10 though. Yeah, it's cool. All right, I'll watch it maybe. The reason why I like Grimgar, Ashes, and Illuminations, the group isn't OP and they have to actually work for everything. Only one season though. Yeah, what was it? Grimgar, the English was like Grimgar Fantasy and Ash or something like that. I don't know. Grimgar was great. It was a lot of fun. I liked it. Did you get destroyed by Darkseid? I'm not enough of a comic book fan to know much about Darkseid. My mom was a huge Slam Dunk fan in the 90s. I think she has a large collection of manga. I was going to reference Slam Dunk because the last time I read a good like sports anime, but that was a long time ago. I did not realize that was 90s, but you're absolutely right, because I would have started reading Slam Dunk in the early 2000s when I was like around 12, 13, 14, and it was definitely older than 4 years in 2004. So now I feel bad. Superman combined to become God. Superman, White or Superman something. And if that was him all the time, that would be an issue. They ignored, don't give the same focus to the rest. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think, Lady Soja, that the concept of Superman being a bad hero because he's overpowered is just sort of a thing that's culturally propagated? Like we just say it because we say it, you know, almost. Like there are things like that. It's like I watched this interesting video about how everyone did, like why everyone dislikes Nickelback, and it kind of like came to this like sort of like concept of the reason everyone doesn't like Nickelback is because people decided that you're not supposed to like Nickelback. And there was like culture pressure and like not like Nickelback, but everyone clearly likes Nickelback. You know, it's like that kind of a thing. And I wonder if Superman's kind of suffering from that. If like enough people, enough game store nerds authoritatively said that Superman sucks because he's OP, that everyone just started believing it. And you have all these game store nerds that are younger generations that don't want to read through the Superman comics and just believe what the Graybeards say at the local comic book shops. They're like, oh yeah, man, Superman, real bad character. I like Batman. Everybody like, why do you like Batman? Well, because he's dark and gritty. It's like, okay, true. Why don't you like Superman? Well, he's OP. It's like, all right, how is he OP? You know, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's examples. Like I said, I'm not a massive comic book junkie, but what's up, Connor? Good to see you, buddy. Graphic Pit has been expanded, currently adding their settlements. Oh shit, thank you, Wolf. Appreciate it. She has originals in Korean translations, and man, the Korean translations, the original manga is scuffed as hell. It's hilarious. That's fantastic, dude. Your mom's a G. One Punch Man is OP, but I love him. Yeah, I mean, it's also kind of the point with One Punch Man, I guess. I didn't really watch the show fully. I watched a little bit of it, but I didn't watch the end of it. There's a lot of anime that I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes of, enough to have context, but I don't know what the fuck is going on. Or I know what's going on very basically through, you know, sort of the cultural lens of hearing people talk about it. Like, I haven't watched any Attack on Titan since Attack on Titan season 2. I think the anime is actual hot garbage. That's my you know, subjective opinion. Is that season 1 was so inexcusably bad for production that I wasn't even willing to give the studio another chance. And now there's like 8 seasons, but I kind of know what happens the entire time because you're part of the anime sphere on the internet. You kind of just know the story or the plot for big animes like that. So there's a lot of stuff that I know like that. Like, I've watched the first couple of episodes or first season or whatever, but I don't, and I kind of like get the series, but I haven't watched the entire thing. It's the costume. Soup's costume is inspired by circus performers. It's hard to take that seriously in 2023. Yeah, definitely. I think like the new 52 redesign or the more recent redesigns are cool, but yeah, it is hard to take. Even like the Marvel, I think, did a good job at redesigning a lot of comic book characters' costumes from their early renditions. You know, like Thor's, I think, a really masterfully redesigned costume. Even Cap. Everyone's built an entire Earth duplicate with the rest of the Justice League while the rest of the Justice League watch. That's OP. Yeah, but like that to me is the kind of thing like, oh, this one time doesn't. It's not to me a great example of modern in like. Because the thing is, I'll ask like, well, what modern like sort of like story from this thing do you think is bad? And people are reference this thing that happened in like ancient comic book legend, and it's like, okay, it's kind of like if somebody tries to reference like the Marvel Star Wars comics, I'm like, okay, you know, we're talking about, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if that was a really recent thing like that happened in the last like decade, or if that's like super old. But I don't know. I mean, good point though. Yeah, they're like when you ask for point to a thing that Superman did that was like super OP, it's like, all right, well, here's one. It's like, okay, fair, yeah. But I just don't know if it's like reasonable to judge. It's like, well, all sorts of crazy shit happened back then in comic book characters, and if we're not going to judge them all as crazy shit, if we're just going to like judge Superman as being crazy OP, then like that's fair if that persisted through into modern contemporary comics, which maybe it has. Again, I don't fucking know. Why? 'Cause I'm not a nerd. I don't read comic books. Are you kidding? Comic books? Gross. Yuck. Nerds. I play Dungeons and Dragons and watch anime. Please. A VTuber retweeted me on Twitter one time. So let's just make sure that my status here above comic book fans is well cemented. 15,000 pins. What the fuck, Wolf? Go outside. Holy shit. 15,000 pins in 3 years, Wolf. That's incredible. I'm so impressed. God damn, bro. Ouch, you having low blow there? Yeah, was that directed personally at you, Sienna? Good. Also, I'm glad you got your print, Sienna. The scene in Kill Bill where they completely misinterpret Superman, the character, and Clark Kent as the alter ego. I think that's the point, that Bill doesn't understand Superman, but doesn't help his portrayal. That's interesting. I think Marvel's doing is having heroes take part in conflicts and stories out of costume often makes them feel more timeless. Yeah, relatability is important, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen in the Marvel movies timeline, I haven't seen much past the first Avengers. Like, what's hold on, Marvel MCU movie timeline. I need an image. I'm very visual like this. Open image in new tab. What do we got? Okay. All right, what do we got? Thor. Great. All right, Captain America. No, these aren't just movies, aren't they? Okay, this is not the timeline I want. I want the actual movies in timeline. Here we go. All right, my cookie preferences. Fine, I'll accept your stupid cookies. All right. Okay, here we are. This is what I needed. This is the juice. We got the juice. All right. So, Captain America, loved it. Captain Marvel, never seen it. Iron Man, great. Iron Man 2, cool. Hulk, I don't think I saw the Hulk actually. Thor, good. Avengers, nice. Iron Man 3 I saw. Thor Dark World, that's Thor 2, right? Where he goes to fight in the arena or whatever. I saw that. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Did not see Winter Soldier. Oh, no, I saw Winter Soldier. Sorry. I saw Winter Soldier. Avengers Age of Ultron. So I saw that. All right. So this is where I saw up to, basically. Ant-Man I saw. And I have not seen Civil War, Black Widow, Spider-Man, I saw Doctor Strange. And Black Panther 2. I've not seen Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, Ant-Man and Wasp, Endgame, WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye. I haven't seen any of this shit. I checked the fuck out after the first Avengers movie. And you know why? Not because I was mad at it. I'm not one of those nerds that just wants to be contrary. I don't have anything against it. The reason is because I got exhausted and tired and I wanted to actually care about the movies. And I was like, man, I'm going to wait like 6 months or a year for a couple movies to come out. And I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to watch them all in order before the newest movie. I'm going to get hyped up. It's going to be fucking dope, bro. And I'm still waiting to want to watch them. But I will say, very quietly, the ember has been lit. At some point, my complete lack of desire to watch any new Marvel movie is slowly beginning to burn. Slowly. And who knows, maybe in a couple of months, maybe in a year, maybe around Christmas time next year when I tend to watch a lot of movies with Ella downstairs, maybe I'll decide, I'll look at Ella and I'll say, it's time. And she's like, really? All right. And she goes and gets her knife. I'm like, no, not for that. Jesus, relax. She's like, oh, geez, okay, sorry. And then I'm like, no, it's time we watch all the Marvel movies in order, and we're gonna start and watch through every single one of them, and except for WandaVision because it looks dumb. But besides that, No Way Home was good. I haven't watched any of these Spider-Man movies. I'm watching after beginning of Phase 3 because I could smell it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what movies that is. Sienna. Try No Way Home if you like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I do, and I know what happens in these movies. Like, I know the plot, so yeah, that does seem like a movie that I would enjoy, with Tobey Maguire and the boys and Andrew and stuff. Ragnarok was a good time. Love and Thunder was a great follow-up. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I enjoy the shit out of it, man. I hope I thoroughly and deeply enjoy it on a emotional and spiritual level, because I want to. I'm not the kind of person that ever takes in a lot of pleasure. Like, I don't find that not liking things grants you any authority as a nerd. There are some nerds that love to hate things. It's like a lot of the TTRPG nerds found that, like, old nerds that don't like D&D define themselves on not liking D&D. And it's, like, kind of cringy. We all know it's cringy. But yeah, I find that there's a lot of, there's a lot of merit in liking things. I think it's fun. I don't think it makes you less cultured or less whatever. I think it's fun when you like things. You're just enjoying yourself. I think people who went to the new Star Wars films or goes to a new Avenger film every single time, fuck yeah, dude. Get after it, man. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you're excited about stuff so often. Because what's the alternative? You're not excited about anything. You're just fucking sitting there miserable and angry with a very high opinion of yourself, might I add, because you think you're so cultured and whatever, because you don't like anything. And you're like, oh, this new garbage is trash. It's like, great. I'm glad you think so highly of yourself, but also you're missing out on the hype. And everybody's enjoying it except for you. And I feel like sometimes, like, I don't ever want to be that nerd. So yeah, maybe I'll enjoy the shit out of it, dude. That'd be fun. Time to go prep for live stream, but I'll be catching the stream tomorrow. All right, that's it. Enjoy. Good luck. Take care. Thanks for chilling today. I appreciate you. New Spy's really good. WandaVision was great. Ruined by the new Doctor Strange movie. So weird, so bad. but it's the doc. They ruined Doctor Strange? All right, good. Marvel Hardcore dropped the ball after Endgame, Loki, WandaVision. I stopped going to see the movies in theaters because it just made me sad. You were sad because of it? You're that exhausted? All right, I got it early then. Rabbit Folk looks and Rabbit Folk settlements have been added to the board. If you need inspiration, have a look-see. Thank you, Wolf. I appreciate it, seriously. If you guys aren't aware as to the pin board that Wolf has made for the illustrious member of the Dragon's Claim, Wolf has diligently created one of the greatest inspiration boards on the internet for any sort of fantasy, for artists, world builders, anything like that. Hit that link if you're somewhat new to streaming, you might not know of the project. By new, I mean you've like been around for the last couple months. Because yeah, Wolf has been building that pin board out for me and for the rest of us for almost 3 years now, which is crazy. She's a legend. She's the guild archivist for a reason. Like Bosonic films, surprisingly, really. I think I've seen one. What was the most recent movie I saw? Top Gun with my dad on Father's Day. What was the most recent movie that I elected to go to? You know what the most recent movie that I actually decided, and when I looked at Ella and was like, hey, you want to go see a movie? And she's like, sure. And I'm like, let's go see this movie. The most recent movie that I went and saw in theaters willingly was Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu. Release date. That was 4 years ago. And before that was Rise of the Skywalker. Oh, Revenge of Skywalker? No, Rise of Skywalker. And that was in 2019. Okay, so I haven't willingly gone to see a movie in the theater for 4 years. Oh, no. It's been so long, dude. Why do movies suck now? Do movies suck, or am I just mad about it? Am I just a nerd? Or do movies actually suck? Back from being legit thought for the whole minute. Wait, what is that in stream on again? Forgetting Twitch existed. Yeah, look, it happens, bro. A lot of movies suck, really? I am just getting old. I don't like being out of the loop. I don't like being that guy that's just like away from the hype or whatever. I want to play the new games, man. I want to play the new movies or watch the new movies and play the new games and see the new shit. I think it's fun to be like current on that kind of stuff. You know? I don't want to just be the guy that plays World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy and it's like, oh yeah, time, what is it, 6 p.m. time to play my 19-year-old MMO. You know, I want to play new games. I want to play that new shit. But every time I see a new game, I don't know. The only game that's come out recently that's made me even somewhat interested was the new God of War. But like, I only got a PS4. I don't have a PS5. 5, 3, 4. What are we currently? Are we on 5s? Yeah, 4. It's like, man, I'm not gonna buy a new PlayStation to play God of War. Right? Maybe I want to. Most modern films suck, really. Elden Ring? Nah, I didn't play Elden Ring. Not a big fan of Souls-like games. I played Demon's Souls. And then I played Dark Souls, and I didn't finish Dark Souls because I was just like, I think I was in school at the time. And then Dark Souls 2 came out. Dark Souls 2 came out, and I thought it was kind of bad, and I wasn't really a fan of it. I was like, I don't think I like this genre. When did Dark Souls release date was 2011. So I would have been 21 years old. So yeah, so Dark Souls 1 would have come out when I was in college. And I think I was too busy to finish it. And then Dark Souls 2 came out in 2014. I've always been out of college, but I don't know why I didn't play Dark Souls 2 then. Yeah, I'm also just not a big fan of the Souls-like games. It's like, it's not difficult in the way that I like games to be difficult. It's difficult in the way that's like annoying for me. So, it's why I haven't tried like Sekiro or Elden Ring or you know, Bloodborne, any of those games, just because it just looks boring to me, man. That's just a me thing. That's just what games I like. So I'm good and bad. All right, that's fair. Games are good recently. Movies suck though. New God of War's Paul. Got 100% within 3 days again. Yeah, that's pretty good. The last game that I played that I really enjoyed, that was a new game. That I bought it when it was like on release. Besides Pokemon, Pokemon doesn't count. I'll always buy a Pokemon game when it comes out. I'll always play it in the first couple weeks, you know, finish it or whatever. The last game that came out, and I bought it, and I was like, pre-order, buy it, it's new, let's go, was Persona 5. Which is recent, right? It came out in 2016. Oh, God. Oh, come on, man. Oh, I'm so disconnected to games, bro. Oh, no. 26. I thought it was at least going to be 2018. Royale was in 2019. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Whoops. Yeah, whoops. We've been falling behind, man. Damn it. What's up, Gorg? Yeah, wait, why is people don't like Dark Souls still for some reason, right? I recommend Elden Ring. Definitely not biased. Definitely didn't play over 100 hours the first week while I was dying of the vid. It looks I'm also just not a big fan of the Dark Souls art style. It looks really lame to me. You know? A lot of people love Souls-like games, art styles, and dark fantasy. I think there's a very big difference between dark fantasy and the way Dark Souls or Elden Ring does it. The game kind of looks visually like shit to me, but again, subjective, right? Imposter Souls 2? Okay, yeah, sorry, I brought it up. When you say gesture, you mean the first, second, or third one? It depends. It depends. Your gesture drawings, Thorkin, will take less than a minute. So if you want to spend the full minute doing it, if you want to spend less than a minute, it's up to you. It's definitely up to you. You can. I would say do gesture all the way up to 5 minutes in your studies and your training. But most gesture drawing comes from the sub 1 minute. Try Devil May Cry. It got easy difficulties that lets you beat the game. Advanced difficulties for people who keep improving their combo skills. But you see, I actually like Devil May Cry's difficulty. I like Devil May Cry's difficulty. Dark Souls to me feels like World of Warcraft fights. And it's like, okay, you wait for them to this telegraph thing, do a thing, you know, you have a window for one attack if you're in the right position. Like, it's fun to figure out, but as someone who played World of Warcraft for like way too long, it feels like less interesting World of Warcraft fights to me. I know a lot of people disagree. That's fine. Whatever. But I don't mind Devil May Cry's difficulty. You know, Devil May Cry difficulty is actually fun on difficult. I hear Bayonetta is a good example of that too, but I don't really play Bayonetta because I'm not a weeb, man. But the last like really difficult game that I played that I really enjoyed playing on the most difficult setting was probably the first Deus Ex game. That, like, I think it was Human Revolution. Sekiro? No, I'm just like not a big Souls game fan, you know. So I didn't play Sekiro, which I hear is the hardest of all the Dark Souls games, or all the Souls like. Bloodborne lost me on the cover art. The game looked like shit. I just didn't play it because it's too busy. You know, Elden Ring does look fun. It does look like it'd be fun to play because it's like really open world and stuff, and that kind of appeals to me more than the Dark Souls linearity or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, man. Don't forget though, a lot of times when I play games, I feel like if I'm not absorbing a story, I'm not really. The time doesn't seem like good time to spend on the game for me. You know, it's why I don't play competitive games anymore. Why I don't play like competitive shooters or League of Legends or StarCraft anymore, because I just feel like I'd spend so long getting good at a game. It's like getting to Diamond in StarCraft 2 in like Wings of Liberty was fun to get better at. And the last time I really tried to get good at a game was Overwatch when it first came out, and I was trying to get into Grandmaster as tank. But the problem is that I realized that the time that I spent on it was like, it didn't feel like time that I wanted. It was time that I wanted back. I'd rather play through 3 games that have stories and art that I can be inspired from. But if I'm not seeing things often and seeing new places and being inspired by new art, it's why I like MMOs in a lot of ways, because there's so much world to look at. Now, I do think that MMOs in the sense of like playing MMOs, like going to the same raid every week, the same dungeons every week. The only reason I really do that a little bit is Mythic Plus with my friends, because I like hang out with my friends. But I think I'm kind of done with Mythic Plus because My friends are not really into it this time, and I wanted to go hard and go competitive, but my friends are kind of like, fuck it. I think I'm like, all right, message received. So Ella and I kind of talked, we're like, okay, I guess we're like kind of done with Mythic Plus because everybody's, pretty chill about it. Maybe we'll do a couple here and there, but probably done playing a lot of Dragonflight. Because I'm just not getting anything from it anymore, and if I'm not getting something from a game, I really feel like I'm losing something. But that's also the way I sort of view my time. I don't know. Have you ever played Among Us? I actually haven't. No. I haven't. I got it bought for me by a friend with a small friend group when it first came out. When it first got popular after Soda played it. Which is like when it came out, I guess, as far as most people are concerned. But it just looked dumb to me. I just didn't want to play it. I don't know, bro. Scare was your first Souls game. I had a hard time and dropped it. Picked up Elden Ring. Have multiple new Game Plus characters. That's pretty cool. Which, don't get me wrong, it's not a waste of time to play a game if you love it. But it's the way I see a lot of games, Elden Ring has a good story, but doesn't really shove the story in your face much other games. Yeah, it's cool, though. I think that Elden Ring has story that you can find if you explore for it. It's like stories a payoff in some ways, which appeals to me. When people say things that get me sort of on that vibe for Elden Ring, it makes me think that it's the most maybe like if I'm a person that enjoys story and inspiration, if I read a book or play a game with the express purpose to become better at what I do as a storyteller and writer and artist, I from what I understand is Elden Ring is the best game to do that, right? But I don't know. Maybe you think there's a different Souls-like game that'd be better for that. Skyrim's not Souls. It's an action hack and slash game with parry focus. All right. I don't know. I've heard lots of people say Sekiro is the hardest of the Dark Souls game. Like I hear Asmongold talk about it all the time, and he's put Sekiro. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know what emphasis to put on which hiragana, but Sekiro I hear is in the same like they will put streamers that I will listen to talk about these games will put Sekiro, Bloodborne, and Souls games and Elden Ring all in the same category. So I don't know. There's Among Us TV series now that everyone's losing their minds. Oh, wait, really? That's unfortunate. I do like that Among Us happened for the memes, but I don't actually give a shit about Among Us. I've never wanted to play. I've never looked at it and thought, man, I wish I could find an Among Us group. Not even fucking once. Playing Among Us trains you to lie to your friends better. Okay, yeah. So does D&D, but Sekiro. So I've heard it said so far. Yeah, there's I just don't know what emphasis there is because if you look at the hiragana, the 3 hiragana for it, would it be sek? Because sometimes when we translate eyes from Japanese to English, it's not a proper translation. E and I or are different hiragana, so I don't know actually how it's written. Thank you, Crimson, for the gifted sub to Wolf. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. You legend, you. Thanks, Crimson. Seriously, man. Other Souls have very repeated styles of areas. Elden Ring has actual different terrain and stuff. Also, the boss designs would just peak. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like to hear people talk about Dark Souls. I always find when Asmon's talking about Dark Souls games and Elden Ring and whatnot, I always like the conversation. I like that they exist. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's the kind of thing that I just don't think that I would put the time into playing. Of all things that I have time for, Souls games seem because how long does it take you to beat a Souls game? How long does it take you to beat Bloodborne or Souls or whatever? It's okay, so you take a 100-hour JRPG that's a classic game story, a Legend of Mana, Xenosaga. It's a 100-hour game, and you put that next to what you get out of story and inspiration and new areas and stuff from a Dark Souls game. It seems like you spend a lot of time in Dark Souls in areas trying to overcome a challenge, which is great as a game, but I don't play a lot of games for the gameplay anymore once the gameplay has been sort of revealed to me. It's I'm not tempted to log on to League of Legends that often because I understand the gameplay. I'm that's fun, cool, all right, I'm off. Even a game like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy or whatever, the gameplay of moment-to-moment combat and raids and dungeons doesn't necessarily sell me anymore. which is why I think that creative games are like have always kept my interest for longer. So like Final Fantasy does have a great element for that too. It's like why I think that if I had to choose between if like I can only ever play Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft again, I might actually pick Final Fantasy, just because there is a mode like a method of being creative in it. But I don't know. I had that conversation with Ella, and I was like, I don't know if I feel this way, and she's like, oh shit, you gotta think this through, man. Game has 100+ bosses. Yeah, that's sick, dude. I'll see anything else added to the board. I think I'm good right now, Wolf. Yeah, I think you did more than enough, so I appreciate it. Heard pronounced Sekiro and Sekiro and Sekiro. Sekiro. I mean, that would make sense. If you'll say Sekiro, or like Sekiro would be like Sekiro. I don't know. That's how I'd assume if they wrote, but maybe it's a different pronunciation for the middle syllable. But I don't, you know. Who thought for the Rabbit folk? How do they handle military structure? How do they handle military structure? Jesus, that's a great question. I haven't thought about that even in the slightest. How would Rabbit folk? I think the average, like, so more than military structure working. I think more on a combat level, like on an infantry level. How do they handle combat and fighting styles? And I think they'd be extraordinarily martial and acrobatic, because they're basically peak physical form with giant fucking legs that they can use to jump super high. So imagine them being extremely acrobatic, and like they're like go-to martial art would be something kicking focus, like scuffed taekwondo or some shit. So I don't know, maybe they have like foot blades and shit on their armor, which would, yeah, I don't know. Use Watership Down as a reference, potentially a good idea. Watership Down, man. I loved Watership Down when I was a kid. I actually named my rabbit growing up Hazel because of Watership Down. Capoeira? No, because they have to actually, like, if it's war, it has to actually be good. So, yeah. Okay, relax. 118 Rabbit Folks pins at 84 settlements. Damn, Wolf. I appreciate that. Be the Zerg of the setting. They'd be the Zerg, really? That'd have to be the cat people. Something like kangaroo rabbit hybrid? Kind of, I guess, man. Rules confirmed the first is right, since Seki is lone and Ro is wolf. Okay, okay, that makes sense. Because, like, I'm not sure if they were trying to say Sekai or whatever, which is like, I don't know what that middle syllable is, right? But Sekiro. Okay. But when you properly pronounce Japanese words on Twitch, you sound like a fucking idiot. It's why I don't try super hard to pronounce Japanese words properly. Because, like, you just sound like an absolute fucking tool when you're not speaking Japanese. When you insert a Japanese word into English sentence, you sound like a fucking moron. It's like this one time, man, I said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, man, there'd be sakura trees everywhere." Yeah, man, there'd be sakura trees just all over, just like cherry blossoms. And some fucking idiot was just like, you're pronouncing sakura wrong. And I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Sakura trees. Sorry. Yes, guys. Yeah, all right. So you get into the field and you see the big castle behind, and there is a giant field of sakura trees in front of them. It's like your players are going to fucking throw shit at you. Like, holy shit, man. Dude went to one anime convention and is just going to try and, like, actually the pronunciation of every. It's like, of course I know saying Sakura is fucking wrong, dipshit. Like, no, man, that guy taught me a lesson on Twitch. A lesson to stop reading chat from first-time chatters. I'm kidding. I'm totally fucking kidding. That's a joke. It's a funny joke. I think it's funny. What do you mean the horror movie didn't traumatize as a child? Wait, what? For Watership? Yeah, no, it's fine, man. Watch the cartoon, bro. High structure that can jump from ambush or for enemies might be good. Yeah, I think they might not do open warfare that often. That might be since they live in the forests. I think they wouldn't be an aggressive, like an aggressor. They would usually defend their forests and use the environment to their advantage, you know, because like when you can jump 12 feet in the air, but the orc in chainmail can't, you know, things happen. You figure out a new fighting style. So maybe lots of like downward strikes, lots of like pole arms and things that they can leap off of with you know the ability to attack, or like long sweeping slicing blades. Like because like if we're thinking about the and this is part of the concept design thing, which we were gonna do at some point in time. If you think about weaponry, like I could see a lot of these weapons being very like kind of glaive focused or glaive oriented, very long sweeping weapons or whatever. Very much either long like ranged slashing and cutting, or very long range sort of like spears and shit like that. You know, I imagine their infantry would be very much about movement, because like a lot of times, like hacking weapons like axes and halberds and things like that, it's kind of designed for you to like put power into the strike. But like when you have a lot of the ability to move and around, I think slashing, when you can draw your blade across something more, makes sense more to me to have less hacking and weapons as opposed to lots of thrusting and deep slashing weapons. So maybe we'll do some design for that, actually. Yeah. For the first time chatter, thanks for the advice. Veteran Giga Chat streamer, EVA. Yeah, thanks, Garthan. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it'd be so fun to see what everyone's first time chat message was in stream. I wish there was a way I could look at that, but that'd be too much work to scroll. Imagine kicking moves to you can jump 12 feet in the air. Your legs are strong. Yeah, totally. I choose thinking spear-like weapons. Aha. Excellent. We're on the same page. Basically swashbucklers. I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, but orbs in a dense forest is a terrible idea. I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I think that if you have, I think polearms in dense forest is a terrible idea if you can't jump 12 feet in the air. Like, I think that like when we think about like why are polearms in dense forests bad? Because, you know, there's not a lot of movement. You can't like, you're gonna like bang on trees and shit, and you're like, ah shit, what do I do? But I think that when you can jump 12 feet in the air and your sort of combat fighting style historically is very, you know, ambushy, guerrilla tactics, whatever. I think that they would actually have, you know, we're not talking about small tree forests, little aspens. We're talking about big boy forests, like big, you know, Irish rainforest with big trees and shit. So density, but not necessarily. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would still work. That's how you use it. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know, man. I mean, there's a decent argument behind not using polearms in a forest, especially really long ones. But yeah, I don't know. I like, you know, maybe there's ways we can make it seem fun and cool or whatever. But I'm not a HEMA expert because I go outside and I have a girlfriend. So I'm kidding, HEMA experts. Relax. You can fucking chill. I love you boys. Okay, relax, HEMA. Okay. I'm just kidding. They're just jokes, all right? HEMA's historical European martial arts, whatever. Thank you, Cluster. Thanks for chilling today. I appreciate it. My ability to generate force forward to be able to keep enemies in range with movement, polearms makes a lot of sense for the rabbit folk, unless you want to give the range for the exact same reasons. Although, listen, Duck does bring up a good point, though. They do need to have an option for if, like, let's say their initial ambush doesn't succeed. They need to have some sort of small arms. Like, you know, what if they were sort of a very acrobatic style of fighting? So it's like they would often have these, like, kind of saber-like weapons, like slashing weapons. Or, like, like, one-handed slashing weapons. That are very lightweight. So that, you know, easy to draw. So that when they sort of, like, are stuck in the forest and their initial attack doesn't work, that's a good point, you know? Is that there might need to be some sort of, like, addition of sidearms that are sort of, like, given to them or whatever. You have lots of knives and daggers and things like that. Or I do like the idea of, you know, because we think about, like, sort of like the silhouette of what a fighter would look like in our rabbit folk. They have like big, thick, armored. leg armor or whatever with some kind of like slashing implements on the. They like put a cool like sort of asymmetry to their armor. You have some kind of like, I don't know, bladed weapons on their feet. Yeah, I don't know, man. These are interesting questions. These are interesting ideas. I haven't thought too hard about what we would do for the like military combat, whatever sort of weapon. Or yeah, maybe they wouldn't wear a lot of armor, you know? But sword whips? What about them? I'm down. Bows would be good too. Let's say they're hidden on top of branches, shoot down to targets. Yeah, I do think archery would be a big component of them. Most free trees do not have lower branches and look more like bushes. Remind himself of constantly because how trees we know are mostly landscape to look what they do. Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. There's lots of guerrilla tactics. Being able to keep leaping into trees is cool, but rabbits are also very good at digging. So pitfall traps, trenches, and tunnels. Well, I mean, rabbits are good at digging, but we're removing by giving them a humanoid structure. We're removing their ability to dig. So, throwing stars, yeah. Sword cane treatment. The glaive also has 2 blades in one. That'd be sick, actually. If they can like detach the pole from their glaive, and it's like a like a shorter 2-handed or like a longer. Well, it still seems too long for me, but I don't know. Just pole blades, but imagine the difficulties with long ears. I forgot. Versatile blades for their heels might be an option. That'd be sick. Yo, actually, that'd be fucking sick. Holy shit. Can imagine rabbit folk having the upper body strength to do much in terms of archery. Yeah, I think it would be a component. They wouldn't have like large, gigantic, long war bows because like realistically, archery would just be how do you shoot something that can't shoot back at you from on top of the tree. You know, we're talking about tactics here of like, you know, you need a very short bow because you'd basically be shooting anyone in a very small arc. We're not talking about giant long bows that you have to draw back all 180 pounds of it to loose an arrow across an entire field. This would be more like archery, like short bows type things that are easy to draw that you could shoot down at people. Because I think they might favor either like run and hide tactics or like, you know, slash and dash or range, stuff like that, or ambushes. It's kind of interesting, actually. You're giving them hands. You can always draw a bow with your legs. Don't try this at home. Please do not try and draw a bow with your legs. Please, just for the sake of many things, don't try to draw a bow with your legs. All right. I gotta go. I gotta get going. It's just before 2. I need to get off stream by 2 today because I got some shit I gotta handle. If I want to stream tomorrow, because I gotta go into town real quick. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday when I went in town. I was too busy getting my fucking ear pierced, man. Jesus, that hurt. It wasn't that bad. I was glad I got it done. So, thank you guys for hanging out today. I appreciate it. Thank you everyone for all the support. That was a big hype train. I think y'all have only ever bestowed upon me a level 12 hype train once before when you hit the all-time record. So that's insane. I still feel worthy of the support, but I will try my very best to have streams that are one day worthy of the support. So, yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed your stay, even if it's just for the day. Thank you to everyone who's a brand new follower. Thank you to, I don't think there were any raids today, actually. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who resubbed, who subbed the first time, for all the bits and everything. Thanks for all the ideas. Thanks for being part of the conversations. Thanks for telling me about Marvel movies, because God knows I wouldn't know about any otherwise unless you guys told me about them. So, yeah, so I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be live. If I can get everything done today in time, that'll be awesome. Which we might do. We might do our very first Rabbit Folk like character design, and I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try, instead of doing specific characters as heroes, I kind of want to do archetypical stuff, like the fighter or the merchant or whatever, just the class-based stuff. Because we did that with the Sky Knights of Eldarion. We had the 2 Sky Knights. We had a male and a female, Sky Knight standing there, and we got the kind of the like character selection screen vibe. And I think I might do that. I want to do that for each of their different races, is have like a very like class armor, like racial armor, the human, the dwarf, the whatever, have that general sort of feminine and masculine characters standing next to each other. So you can kind of pick what you want when you're selecting your race option like a video game. So yeah, man, have a great rest of your day. Relax, guys. Have a good weekend if I don't see you for the rest, and unless I see you on Friday, in which case it's going to be absolutely lit. That's right. Every design that I do on Friday is going to have something to do with Rabbit Folk or Cat Girl. I'm kidding. We're not going to do. I'm not going to. No restrictions this Friday. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Until next time, my friends. Thank you again for the ridiculous amount of support at the beginning of the stream. And farewell.